GB, if you rarely disappoint. Hi Sharon. Hi Elizabeth. Hi your best friend. Hi Whisper to Me. Hi Tabby. Hi Paula. Tabby, they're sending out your card. They have confirmed it. Hi Little G. Hi Joseph. Hi Laura. Hi, who's that? Maryville? I probably have it totally. Minnieville? No, I get them wrong. Jill, Jennifer, hi Veronica, hi Brenda, hi JW, hi Hoda, Hedda. Hi Kathy, hi JAS, right? Zumba, hi Mary Kim, hi Carrie Lynn, hi Julie T. Hi Kai, hi Julie, hi Sasha, hi Manager of Three Monsters, hi CYNT, hi Old Woman, hi Sandy, hi Julie, hi Paula. Hi Lisa, hi Isabel, hi Authentic Audra. How are you doing? Hi Baby Doe, hi Aussie Allison. Hi Teacup, hi Linda. Hi Mary, hi Miss Mary. Hi Scarlett. Hi Edelweiss, hi Karen, hi Patricia. Hi Chris. And BZ and Faye, hi Sea Glass and Shells, hi Narc Shark, hi Ashley, Ariel Mama, hi Paula, Karen, Jenny to Scooter, hi Tracy B, hello, My Full Heart and Hands, hi, and I see you too. To anybody else, we've got a lot to go over in the Jones trial. Hi Vala, hi Backdoor, hi Richard. But I forgot, oh my gosh, I forgot to send an email to Ocean Girl. Anybody seen Ocean Girl? Hi Crystal. You got the magic mirror and that, right? But first, yikes, I don't know why I hate that thing that keeps coming up. I think first we'll go through, I have some slides and then about the trial today to go over. Oh, I did? Okay, because sometimes I see like an R and an N. There's this poor lady that her name is Femme Fic, and I call her Fern Fic, and I've called her Fern Fic for so long because the M looks like an R and an N, and now forget it. And every time I think I have it right, I do it the other way. So, no, I'm not at all. Probably because, I don't know, I've been running around and no, knock on wood, I'm not sick at all. Hi, Patty and Jack. It's French. Hi, Cheryl. So let me pull up the slides while we're waiting, and let me see, we were starting this one. Okay, so let me go to so we'll just start here. This is the morning session. We'll just recap this, and then I do have an audio tape that we can listen to, which is, I think, really, if you haven't heard it, you should. So this is the Tim Jones Jr. trial. This is for today, May 22nd. This was the morning session. And let me just make sure that you can, hold on. I just want to make sure that it's showing correctly on, see, it's not. I'm glad I checked that because I had, for some reason, we have to move this. Oops, I think I have to just make this a little smaller. Hold on. So that you can see the whole thing. And we'll move this for right now. Out there. Okay. All right, so let me go back to where I was. Okay. Okay, so Wednesday morning, Deputy Solicitor Sean Graham began where he left off on Tuesday, asking Michael Phipps, a digital forensics examiner with the Lexington County Sheriff's Office, about a search item presented by the defense on cross-examination. The search item in question is A Beautiful Mind, the movie trailer. Tim searched for it at 5:20 p.m. on May 25th, 2014. Immediately after the search are keyword searches for schizophrenia patient, schizophrenia talking, schizophrenia seeing people, schizophrenia A Beautiful Mind. Okay, and that was on May 25th, which is almost May 25th here. Okay. Oops, and hold on, that didn't change the slide. I have to change the slide for you over here. Hang on. I don't know why that's not changing. Hang on, there's something really weird going on. Why is my slide not changing on that over there? Oh, never mind. I don't know why. There we go. Okay. Keywords and phrases Tim Jones Jr. Googled. So later at 5:57 p.m. on that day, Jones texts to Amber, "Something is bothering me about Mira. She's saying some creepy stuff." At 7:02 p.m., Jones texts Amber, "Call me late tonight. Something you really need to hear." Phipps is asked about a note found on the cell phone from 10:21 p.m. on July 7th. "Time to work on me. 7 things I think are fantastic in the morning." A searched item history from 5:42 p.m. on July 20th, 2014, uses keywords and phrases. Betrayal by my young children. Google. I feel betrayed by my young son. What should I do? And that was reported by the Globe newspaper there. Ouch, that's that source. Hang on, if that chime doesn't stop, I'm going to scream. At 5:44 p.m. on the same day, father betrayed by young children. At 5:49 p.m., my mother betrayed me by cheating my dad. When asked, Phipps found no keyword searches that Jones may have done that included afraid of children or children planning to harm me. Okay, the cross by the defense. A multimedia message sent out at 11:08 p.m. on August 19th is titled Snapshot of My Admission Letter to Tyler and Travis Jones. Also at 8:34 p.m. to Larry and Roberta Thornsberry. The text was a photo of Jones's acceptance letter to a medical school in the Caribbean. A search at 11:22 p.m. on August 26, 2014, uses keyword phrases grants for becoming a medical doctor and where to get grants for medical school. Defense Boyd Young on cross asks Phipps about a photo from Jones's phone from 5/17/14 of 2 children crouched down in front of a lobster tank as a sample of what is found on phone. Defense may enter other photos into evidence when they begin to present their case. Okay. Defense team steps up to the bat here. As the defense team begins to mount its case, Judge Griffin tells the jury what to expect. The state has presented all of their evidence. The defense will now begin. The state has to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. The defense may rely on the preponderance of evidence. Defense Boyd Young begins by handing out copies of transcripts of taped testimony from Dr. Travis Snyder, a neuroradiologist with expertise in diagnosis from X-rays, CTs, MRIs of the brain, spine, head, and neck. Snyder practices in Las Vegas and has been certified as an expert witness in at least 10 trials. He works for Simon Med and researches traumatic brain injury in addition to private practice and providing expert testimony. Now, if you listen to this, it was so annoying. Their sound system, even the judge said something about it today. He said it's the media's fault. The prosecution doesn't even have a microphone. Okay, so this whole audio was just excruciating to watch. What they showed this expert witness that testified. It was just terrible. Okay, so come on. Okay, so images of the scans from Jones's skull and brain are part of the transcript presented to the jury. Snyder was contacted by Jones's defense team and was asked to look at MRIs of Jones made on April 20th, 2018 at Palmetto Richland in Columbia. Snyder shares his findings in a report, High Quality MRI. He said it was a very good quality exam with correct sequences for diagnosis. There's 15 different sequences provided. The doctor testified that the most striking image is on slide 1 because it was a frontal view, front to back of Jones's skull. It shows a depressed area on the left side of the skull that is a fracture going down to the mid part of the skull. In Snyder's opinion, the condition is abnormal, unusual, and most likely resulting from trauma. On slide 2, it shows a closer look at the skull fracture, and the sequence shows hemorrhages, at least 3, which are not expected under the fractured portion of the skull. Hemorrhages usually resolve themselves, is what this doctor said, so he said that there may have been more at one time, and there, probably had more of them because the fracture was caused by severe trauma. The damage could cause disruption of signals in the brain. Snyder's third finding, looking at the combined effects of the hemorrhage and the skull fracture, this is what is called a susceptibility sequence. The scan is 4 to 6 times more sensitive than previous sequences. Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay, head trauma. So the frontal cortical shows thinning and scarring. The area of the brain where it sits under the skull fracture near hemorrhages is upper left. The MRI shows a thinning cortex almost absent. The chromo emission flare sequence shows a blurry cortex, likely due to post-traumatic, sometimes seen in schizophrenic disorders. On the fourth slide, mid-portion of the brain, almost at the ears, the ventricle level, the hippocampus on the right side is smaller than the left hippocampus. This is abnormal. It is consistent with history of head trauma. Compared to normal hippocampus, Jones has atrophy or injury on the right. On slide 5, it shows the hippocampus that connects the brain through the fornix. The scan shows atrophy associated with the atrophy in the hippocampus. On slide 6, the hippocampus is one of the most sensitive, earliest areas of the brain to show damage following head trauma. This is well accepted and documented by peer review. The doctor testifies that Jones's condition is consistent with head trauma. The injuries are in positive relation to schizophrenia, meaning not a direct cause and effect, but may have similar symptoms. Also present on the scan is a thinning of the corpus callosum, the structure that connects left and right sides of the brain. Injury to this area may present symptoms similar to schizophrenic disorder, but Jones needs a clinical diagnosis to say with certainty that he might be a schizophrenic. The nature of Jones's injury is classified as mild, moderate, severe, and he says it's moderate or perhaps severe. Snyder would need Jones's medical records, and they were unprovided. In his examination of Jones's MRI, Snyder concludes that there exists a large depressed skull fracture over the left frontal lobe, decreased signals controlling brain functions, and left frontal cortical thinning and scarring, the right hippocampus atrophy, and the right fornix atrophy. Okay. Snyder testifies to what is significant. The frontal lobe injuries present symptoms that include cognitive problems, lower intelligence, and IQ, personality changes, memory problems, and behavioral problems. With injuries such as these, generally a patient can have severe emotional or memory problems but seem to be high functioning, or the reverse. Snyder testified they could manifest themselves differently in each patient. And based on images with injuries such as Jones's, the patient can go to college and they can graduate, but there can be deficits in some other areas. Snyder is not diagnosing Jones as a schizophrenic, but states that Jones has brain injuries that could point to schizophrenia. On cross-examination by the state, Deputy Solicitor Strawn Graham has Snyder state that he was asked to review Jones's MRIs in order to look for abnormalities. Graham told Snyder that Jones's injuries were the result of an accident Jones had when he was 15 years old. Snyder is not surprised. The doctor testifies Jones probably had abnormalities for a long time. The cortical thinning and hippocampus atrophy are close to the trauma area and therefore probably due to that injury, not schizophrenia. Snyder goes on to testify that an MRI cannot reliably diagnose schizophrenia. Even though findings on MRIs can show positive correlation between injuries and schizophrenia. Symptoms from brain trauma can manifest immediately. Some may manifest over time. Snyder didn't know what Jones's brain looked like before the skull fracture, therefore it is possible that Jones could have had symptoms for a long time. Cognition could be tested in many ways. If Jones was doing well in school, then he may not have had any cognitive issues due to the brain injury. In Snyder's opinion, schizophrenia has no known cause. It could be genetics, environment, or any number of causes, but it is not an accepted medical fact that schizophrenia is caused by brain injury. Okay, so that was the morning. Okay, let's see, and then we're going to go to the afternoon where we have the tape that we're going to play here. So let me just get this one off. I'm just going to jump back. Hang on. Okay, and then I'll come into the chat and we can discuss this. I just want to get this all out. Okay. And hang on, I'll put that. Okay. I just want to make sure that is coming up. Okay. All right. I will. Okay, so this is the afternoon session, and I just wish that would go on both. So Creech. Afternoon began with the defense team calling Sergeant Adam Creech of the Lexington County Sheriff's Department. On September 4th, 2014, Creech was assigned to the missing person case involving Tim Jones, Jr. and his 5 children, Abigail 1, Gabriel 2, Natan 6, Ilias 7, and Mara Gracie 8. Creech walked the jury through the investigative process that he went through that took him to Smith County, Mississippi, and to Timothy Jones on September 8th, 2014. After the missing person report was filed, Creech began by reaching out to anyone who might know where Jones and his children might be. The list included coworkers, family, and friends. Jim McConnell, Jones' boss at Intel, told Creech that Tim loved his children immensely, and he offered the services of Intel, internal security, in the search for the family. Creech testified that he drove to Jones's mobile home in Red Bank to see if the family was there. He found the front door unlocked. He checked inside and saw that the interior looked disheveled, and there was no indication anyone was staying there. On September 6th, Creech was at home when he received a call from the front desk of the Lexington County Sheriff's Department. He testifies that the call was unusual. His NCIC warning had a hit, and Under Sheriff Marty Patterson of Smith County, Mississippi, had left a message for Creech to please call him. Deputies in Smith County had been working a traffic safety stop and had detained Tim Jones under suspicion of under the influence of spice. Patterson had been called to the scene after Jones's name and the names of his children popped up on the NCIC alert after running an ID check on Jones's driver's license. On the phone, Creech testifies that he could hear Tim Jones in the background telling someone he had no children. Creech testifies that he asked Patterson to ask Jones again about his children, at which time Jones said that he had 3 and they were in South Carolina. Creech testified that he called his supervisor and expressed concern after the phone call with Patterson ended, especially after Patterson said there was a smell of decomposition coming from Jones's Escalade. At 2 p.m. on the 7th of September, a search warrant was executed on Jones's vehicle in Mississippi. In it, investigators found receipts, and from those receipts determined that if a crime had been committed, it had been committed in Lexington County. The receipts showed that Jones had been traveling through the Southeast with stops in Greenville, South Carolina, Athens, Georgia, Walmart in West Columbia, Advanced Auto in Lake City, South Carolina, a convenience store in Camden, South Carolina, Dollar General in Orangeburg, South Carolina, back to Lexington before stops in Alabama, and a Taco Bell in Laurel, Mississippi. It is now known that the bodies of the 5 dead children were in the back seat from the evening of August 28th to the morning of September 6th, 2014. The decision was made by law enforcement agencies that Creech would travel to Smith County, Mississippi local law enforcement, where they had interviewed Jones the night before on September 7th without getting any information about the children. The interview had even included Jones's father, Tim Jones Sr. On the ride down, Creech and FBI Special Agent David McKay talked strategy for the upcoming interview with Timothy Jones, Jr. Creech said he would take on the role of good cop to McKay's more straightforward approach of asking questions. He would act as a calming influence on Jones during the interview. His main goal was to find the children. Creech testifies that after being briefed by Smith County detectives and agents from the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, Creech reviewed Jones's vehicle himself. The interview started around 7:30 p.m. on September 8th in 2014. It was not yet normal procedure to video-audio record interviews with suspects in a crime. On the drive to Mississippi, Creech purchased a digital recorder. Creech testifies that he told Jones he was being recorded. Jones was then Mirandized, and he agreed to talk. Creech had been building a rapport with Jones before asking questions about his children. He said that Jones seemed nervous when he first walked in, so he talked to Jones about work to calm him down, and then he discussed Jones's general health because some medications were found in the car to support some minor digestive problems. Creech testifies that Jones's speech was fast. He went off on tangents, but Creech kept him on task. Jones stutters a bit in the interview. Tim told Creech that he used Scooby snacks, not spice, and explained the chemical nature of spice versus Scooby snacks. Jones had purchased the drugs in South Carolina and made specific designation that Scooby snacks were not illegal in that state, and Jones self-medicated with spice. He used it to level himself out and silence the voices in his head. About his mom, Tim believed that he inherited psychological problems from his mother, and he became upset. I think I got something of what she had. She had a series of breakdowns when she was Tim's age. Creech testifies that Jones said, "If you can find out what's wrong with her, you'll find out what's wrong with me." Tim's speech pattern changes. He takes the Miranda rights form and signs it. He says he's incriminating himself by doing so. "I know I'm prosecuting myself by doing this, but I want to do the right thing." Tim finally admits to killing his children. Creech testifies that after the exchange, 1 hour and 45 minutes into the interview, he realizes the tape recorder is not on. it's weird because the problems they had with technology during this 2014 investigation seems to have carried over to the courtroom. He tells Jones that they will have to start the recording again and do a summary interview, and he asks Jones the same questions a second time. Jones agrees to redo the interview. Creech had a list of questions to ask Jones, so he went through them twice. Jones's answers were close enough to the first round for Creech. Creech to Jones: would you have done it if you were elbow to elbow with a law enforcement officer? Yeah. I thought I was a target at the time. Did you have hallucinations? And Tim says no, just voices. Do you have any other weird beliefs? And Tim says, I'm a Freemason. Jones recounts the events of August 28th. He said he picked up the oldest children from the elementary school and his two youngest from the babysitter. Creech testifies that Jones said on the tape that 6-year-old Natan threatened him. When I grow up, I'm going to kill you. 7-year-old Elias said, I'm going to cut you up and feed you to the dogs. When asked about how could the children be a threat, Jones replied, kids are intelligent and therefore posed a danger to him. He thought they were going to kill him and told the investigators that he drove the children to Walmart and he abandoned them in the parking lot, and that Natan was attempting to find a way to electrocute him in his sleep. Agent McKay accused Jones of killing his kids, and Jones became erratic, and he tried to change the topic. Jones said he was afraid of the children, and Creech said he became wild and erratic. When confronted with the Walmart receipts, Jones had a reason for the items purchased. The muriatic acid for a hobby. He also said in other interview that they were used for something with PCs, with the motherboard or something of a PC. When confronted with information that investigators had found blood in his Escalade and signs of decomposition, Jones said it was from an animal, and then he said it was cut on his hand when they told him it tested positive as human blood. So they said it was way too much blood for a cut, and Jones just got quiet. Creech offered a minimized explanation of what might have happened. Creech said what happened was possibly self-defense because Jones said he was upset, thinking the kids would kill him. Creech tried empathy to bring stress levels down. At this point in the interview, Jones was crying. He tried reassuring Jones, telling him that he was not trying to judge him. He just wanted to know what happened. McKay started putting photos of the children in front of Jones, and Creech testifies that Jones began coming out of his chair screaming, "Keep them away from me." His behavior was indicative of someone fearful for his life. Creech testified that Jones began coming out of his... I've repeated that one. Then Jones's demeanor changes. He became calm. Creech testifies that Jones said, "Cut to the chase. You won't find them. They're deceased. It wasn't premeditated." Creech testifies Jones said he believed Natan was up to something, so he PT'd him. Then he hit and spanked him, pushed him for hours. He pushed him too far. Then he went to check on the boy and found him deceased. Creech testified that Jones focused on a defiant Natan and the issue of the boy not telling him about the broken electrical outlets. When Jones starts talking about the actual murders, he says, 1 in the 5 would have grown up to do something. That killing took care of that. Creech testifies that Jones started with Elias. He sought out Mira, strangled her with his hands. His last words to him were, "Daddy, I love you." Jones said he killed his youngest with the belt at home around their neck because his hands, he said, were too big. Jones seemed uncertain of Natan's cause of death and suggested to officers that the boy may have electrocuted himself. Jones said that after the children were dead, he smoked Scooby snacks to calm the voices in his head before he wrapped the kids in blankets and put them in the back seat of the Escalade. Creech testifies that Jones said he didn't care if he got caught. And in placing the bodies of the children in garbage bags for disposal, he was not very careful with them because they were already dead. Children deserved better. Although Jones had admitted to murdering his children, Creech testifies that he can't get emotionally vested in the case. He still needs to find the children and get them home and put them to rest. He tells Jones that the children deserve better. Jones agreed. According to Creech's testimony, Jones realized what he had admitted to and became engaged with retrieving their bodies. Creech got Jones access to a computer with a mapping system, and he requested a Windows computer to help remember where he left the children. Tim Jones wants to help. He agreed to find his children, and investigators narrowed down the search grid by looking at receipts to Highway 10 in Alabama. The investigators go back over the Miranda rights with Jones. Jones continues his cooperation. Creech is in the back of a Smith County Sheriff's car with Jones in the convoy. Jones is convinced he'd recognize where he left the children. He has drawn a map that proves to be pretty accurate, says Creech. Creech reiterated to Tim to do the right thing, and Jones becomes very upset at the thought that the police would think he was taking the convoy on a wild goose chase when he made a single wrong turn. Creech gave him positive reinforcement during the process, telling Jones he wouldn't punish him for helping with the investigation. Once we get to this site, it will probably be emotional for me, says Jones. Jones gestured to where the bodies were found. He is loaded back in the car to be taken back to Mississippi. Helicopters were landing. Law enforcement from 3 states were on the scene. Creech, riding back to the Smith County along with Jones, tells him that he will be tape recording the return trip, about 25 minutes with Jones. Now, this is the audio tape I'm going to play for you right now. Okay, so I'm just going to get that on. Once I get it playing, I will come back into the chat. So let me just make sure that we get it on. Hang on. Come on. Okay, this should be it.
All that's changed at this point is you told us that you told us the truth. You told us where we find the bodies. And not just find the bodies. Tim, I've got just a couple questions, some things that are going to come up. And I think it's better for us to talk about it now, but we've got some time together on the way back, okay?
Yes, sir. Crack this window back a little bit.
Yeah, guys, can we crack the windows a little bit?
It's really hot back here. I didn't crack it.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
You guys crack the other side. I touched it.
Yours don't work?
That's all right.
Make it harder to write, I guess.
Tim, first off, you don't have any problems still talking, right? You're wearing your rights. I need to go over again.
Oh, I think I'm going in again. Everything won't work. Is that on? Please make sure it's on.
Yes, it's on. We all got to do this.
I don't want it to see that. If you roll this up, you're not going to be able to hear me. Can you roll that window up? You're not going to be able to hear the recording. I'm sorry, I forgot about
That's
that.
okay. No, it's all right,
I
Tim.
didn't think nothing about that.
You almost said
Ready, Mikey?
yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
All right, Tim. You told us last night, you made a comment that we were going to have the bodies, we found the bodies, we were going to have more questions. You remember saying that?
You guys, I mean, that was a dead
We said-
assumption. That was a dead assumption.
Dead assumption?
Well, I hate using that word, but
Yeah,
I think you understand what I mean by that. That was assumed that you were going to start asking
When
questions.
we open those bags, are we going to find anything that's going to surprise us about the condition?
I hope not. So,
What kind of shape were they in when you put them in those bags?
I mean, they've been dead for a while. So what, 3, 4, 5 days? I forget. It's all running together. They've been deceased for a decent while before I even put them in.
And are we going to find signs that any of the bodies bodies were mutilated?
I hope not.
Or not?
No, because that wasn't what I was doing. Mine was just put them out, run. Like I said, I had those thoughts in my head to do what I was going to do, but I couldn't.
But you couldn't bring yourself to do it.
myself to do that.
I understand too. What else is going to be in the bags for the children?
Blankets.
Blankets.
A bit more bags.
Bags.
A vulture bag.
Double
That's probably why there's no vultures around.
Yeah.
I wasn't intending to do that either. It wasn't, I'm going to escape that. I was just trying to buy time, that's all. I knew I was done.
Is there anything else we haven't covered? I know we've talked a lot, and I know this is really hard to talk about. But you're doing the right thing. You helped us find those children. I told you that's what we came out here for, right? To find those children. Yes.
For the record, I'm so sorry about what I've done. I hope I get to see my kids again one day. Lord God, forgive me.
Tim, is there anything we haven't covered with you that we need to know at this point that this investigation is going to show about what happened to those kids?
I can't think of anything right now.
So when we open those bags, because there's a little bit of concern when the bag was a little ripped open, that could be from animals, it could be from toxin
That
amounts.
was probably me. I was very...
What looks like it's sticking out the back does not look like it's in good shape. It does not look intact. Is that anything that's going to, when we get further into that bag, is anything going to surprise us?
I hope not. I was merciless when I put them in there and threw them around, so, I mean, this was after the fact.
Yeah.
I put them into the vehicle mercilessly and threw stuff in there to try to shelter the smell. So, I mean, that may be something else to find. I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't exactly my thing to go scope them out when I was doing that. I was
Yeah.
blind not to do that.
Is there anything else you can think of that you need to tell us, Tim, about what happened, why this happened? Because we're at this point. I told you nothing was going to change when we found the bodies. That we needed to get those children a proper burial.
I don't want to go to the burial. I'm not worthy to go.
Nobody said you gotta go. But we're just saying the children deserve a proper burial. Yes, and they're going to get that now. I'll text him.
I sure hope so. This because it was the right thing to do. I knew it was going to cost me. But I didn't care because I can't keep this shit on my chest and walk around acting normal.
I
I
understand.
can't do that. I don't know how people could do something like that and not. I couldn't just walk around myself. I can't be okay with myself. What I've done.
I'll tell you this. I read your photos. I
useless when I threw them in. I wasn't exactly nice about it. I wanted to get out of there.
When you killed the children, Tim, did you do? You're saying you just strangled the 4 children. I know about the time. You said several times. You can tell a story about what happened.
Then after he was gone, then I just proceeded.
The 4 children that you strangled. Did you do anything other than strangle them? How quick was it?
I mean, it wasn't quick. Well, what do you mean how quick was it? Like from the beginning to the end? How long the whole
Do
thing
you
took?
think the children suffered?
I tried to make it as little suffering as possible.
Did the children all know what was happening?
I'm not sure what was going through their minds at that point. I don't know what they had clues going on. All I know is that I lost them and then started acting the wrong way. The wrong activity in my head.
You had the children all week. Did you make any efforts during the week to do anything with the special bodies?
No, I just sat around just in a daze like, does that make sense?
You know, but you had them in the car all week too. You're driving around South Carolina. Remember we talked about that?
Well, I think I'd stayed in the car and I was in the house for a couple days.
Yeah, those first couple of days.
And then I started just aimlessly driving. It's like, well, I'm gonna get out of Vegas and drive these off. I'm just gonna buy time. And I wasn't planning on
Is there a reason it took you 5 days to get that point?
No, it's just. I can't give a reason. I'm just kind of blah. Like, I lost my mind and things didn't matter to me like they used to as far as time wasn't what it was.
What was your original plan? You discussed that you had some plans to get the bodies. What was your original plan?
I don't remember. I had a bunch of them. They just wanted that I carried out and just dropped them off. I had originally, they just tried to get rid of the bodies by mutilating them, but I couldn't bring myself to do that, so I just put them in the bags.
How many attempts did you make at mutilating the bodies?
I was trying to time and try to throw them. Saw on his leg, and that's about it.
Did you try to mutilate the other children? Why did you choose your time? It was just the one you went
He
to.
was just the one I went to because he was the focal point. I mean, he was the whole focal point for this whole thing.
So you think even after, do you think even after you killed him, you still think he was kind of the focal point of all this?
Yes. I mean, there's other parts to it, but he's the focal point. I mean, it's centered around him.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about it. That's interesting. I want to hear
The
about it.
outlet leads me to believe what he was doing was he was premeditating something toward me.
Is it just the outlet situation that makes you think that, or is there more to this? I know that, and you also hold against the time the DSS.
Well, I'm not holding against him, I'm just telling what actually happened.
Yeah.
And he admitted to the war him and Mira wanted to go see their mom. And they wanted to go live, and she told him no.
Yeah.
She says, if you're gonna cause trouble for him like that, you're not coming by me. That's what she told him. So, I mean, that's kind of what happened.
Tim, at any point, you think we treated you unfairly throughout this investigation? I'd like to think that you helped you a little bit to cook the turkey, some of what you did.
I'd say so. I mean, how would you guys have done this? Is my fault. So I really can't say it's you guys. I mean,
deteriorating condition, they would like you to at least sit down with the local public defender to explain the paperwork to you and make sure you're fully aware of it. And then if you still want to go through with it, then we'll get that paperwork started and we'll make arrangements sometime in the future. Because right now we don't have any warrants yet, not based on what we talked about. There probably will be some, but they're not in place yet. What's got to happen? Somebody's got to type them up. They've got to take them to a judge. They have to get them signed. I don't know if that's going to happen today, tomorrow, a couple days. I would expect it's going to be something that's probably going to happen pretty soon.
So basically, with all these little kids, you're saying I'm pretty much got a target on my back.
Not necessarily.
Watch your back.
You got to think you're not the only person that's ever done something like this.
It shouldn't feel like it.
So, you feel that way because you're remorseful. You feel bad about what you did. You know it was wrong and you shouldn't have done it. And you can't fix it, but you know what? You've done the right thing. You let us know where those bodies were. You didn't have to do that. You could have told us to screw off, and you could have just let us wonder where those kids were. Somebody might have found them one day, they might not have.
That's not right. I can't do that. I wanted to, but I said I'm not going to do that.
At the end of the day, I think you love those kids. You did what you did because you felt like it was what you had to do at the time. And all times are going to show that anything happened to him is they can by the time you guys just start dropping off this stuff down. Yeah. Because you guys can wait, take Tim back, whatever we drop you off. I don't have a problem with that.
Drop off and send it down.
Yeah, we'll let you have a sit right there. We'll let you have that. I don't have an issue with that. So we can try to get them on the flight exposed. As soon as we try to get somebody exposed. Tim, is there anything else you'd like to talk about? No? It's like I told you before, when you get to Lexington, it doesn't really matter what we do, it's going to be just a matter of when. You get to Lexington, you're in Lexington County Detention Center. I'll probably bring you up and we'll talk to you when you get up there. I'll make sure once you get settled, if there's any more questions we have, I've got a bunch of material I can review. You've been throwing paperwork at me all week. And some of it I haven't even remotely looked at yet. So I've got to sit down and get some quiet time where I'm not being asked to do 5 different things at once. Look at what we got. I've got to really, really break down our call last night today. Make sure my notes are really good what we talked about. So when you get to Lexington, I might have to shorten some details to you, go over some things, make sure we're not getting anything wrong. Okay? And when we do that, I'll explain to you where we're at with the case. And to the best of my ability, we'll address the issue going on. Okay? But the jail where you're going to be at is in the same building where my office is. So that'd be easy. That's not one of these. You got to get in the car and drive 3 hours to talk to me. I can just walk across the parking lot, sign you out, we'll be in the room, and we'll talk about whatever we need to talk about. Okay? So as long as you're willing to talk to me, I'm willing to talk to you. Sound fair?
Been good to help me.
I can make promises about a lot of things. I can promise. As long as you want to talk, we'll talk. Okay?
Say please to double check about seeing a doctor when I get out there.
Well, I don't know how much control I'll have over that. I don't know how much they allow that kind of stuff within the correctional system, pre-trial, but I'll at least bring it up and see what we can at least discuss. That's something I really have an answer to. I'm willing to look into it. Okay? Is that fair?
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to make a stop at the first announcement. This is in the order for 2 hours for that reason.
Okay, that was the audio is just insane. So I don't know how much of that you heard, but some of the things he was worried about was when the press release was going to come out. He didn't want his mugshot on the South Carolina site. I guess he didn't care that this whole story was going to come out. He's just worried about the mugshot. He started talking about the voices in his head, telling him that he should have done, that he just had to take care of the kids and get out of there. Take care of them means kill them, yes. Then he should have cut them up, maybe fed them to hogs, put them under concrete, mutilated them. And then he says, I don't know why these voices came to my head, but they just come to my head. They scare me. You know, it's not right. They shouldn't come to your head. And, you know, he talked about asking him to call his dad, you know, asking the investigator to call his dad about something, what jail he was going to be back at, and if he could see the doctor when he got there. And he talks about his kids being in paradise now, you know, and maybe he'll see them again. And just, you know, a lot of that, he asked him what the kid's condition would be like. He didn't believe that Nathan just died from being PT'd, so we tried to go over that again and again, and to see if the kids were going to be mutilated in any way. Tim keeps saying I was merciless after the fact, and I just threw them in. I threw things on top of them to cover the smell. He does this crying. A lot of it sounds like fake crying because he immediately picks back up with something else and sounds completely fine. see, and I think, you know, it was just going over and over that kind of stuff, and he did ask him, like, was it by, like, I think he wanted him to say, like, yeah, good job on that map or something. Was it right by the arch? Or so let's see what else we have in this. Hang on, and then we'll finish. Then I couldn't come in the chat. Something is wrong. I can't chat at all. It says I'm not signed in. I don't know what in the world that means. So sorry, I wasn't able to see the chat. Or I'm going to fix it after this. Okay, let's just get the rest of this day finished, which is almost done. So Rick Hubbard begins the cross-examination of Sergeant Creech. On September 8th, he asked him on 2014, during the conversation, Jones brought up Scooby snacks. Jones was quick to point out the legality of the drug in South Carolina. So Hubbard said, when you confronted him about the children, Creech said he became emotional. Hubbard said he tried to expend nervous energy. Creech said that's what it seemed like. Hubbard said when he talks about Nathan and confronts him, he says he PTs him, spanks him, hits him. That's as far as he went in his description of what happened. And Creech said yes. Hubbard said then he was deceased. Creech says yes. Then he went to the voices. Hubbard said the first was, Tim, you're effed. Creech says yes. Then he said that no one would believe him, so he had to kill the rest. Creech said he asked Jones, do you remember the words Nathan said to his mother? Jones said, Mom, I love you. I didn't mean to do it. Hubbard said, for hours Tim couldn't get Nathan to confess, and Amber makes one call and Nathan tells her what happened. Jones repeatedly said Nathan was the focal point of all this, and during some point Nathan is dead. Jones has the phone, but he doesn't call 911. Creech says Jones told him no one would believe him. The voice said, Tim, you're effed now. Jones said he later killed the other 4 kids and then downloaded graphic male-on-male rape scenes from the movie, from movies. Hubbard said, doesn't call 911. If Jones had just run and left the 4 kids, how would LCSD handle it? Creech said they would talk to the kids. Hubbard said Jones had confessed, so he had nothing to lose. Prior to confession, he lied about what he did, and then he said he had no kids. They were in South Carolina, and then he left them at Walmart. He did go to Walmart to buy items to dispose of the body. Okay, and for the end of this was the end of the testimony. Creech's ID surveillance photos from Walmart show Jones at the register and leaving the store with purchases in bags. Hubbard when initially asked about the jab saw, he said it was for cutting limbs, muriatic acid for etching the PC cards or something. Later admits that he took time to shop and then to dismember and dispose of his children. He was confronted with handwritten notes from his car, and Jones admitted they were in his handwriting, but he couldn't remember what it was about. Jones admitted lying that they were plans he came up with, along with lists. Hubbard asked Creech to read out the notes, and he says, loose ends. Terry, Creech identified him as Jones's landlord. Christian was the Joneses' babysitter. Jim was his Intel boss. SGE was the elementary school. B&G was the Boys and Girls Club. Pediatrician. Amber was Jones's ex-wife. Bills, TWC, SCE, and G were the post office. Then the post office card, bank account. A third note lists tattoos, glasses, and hunting gear. The question about the list is meant to show that what Creech would be looking for during the course of an investigation that suggests a plan of action from a suspect in a crime. The cross-examination ended at 5 p.m. today, and we'll pick up again Thursday morning when court resumes. So that is what we have. Now I'm going to come back to the chat here. Hang on one second. Let me just get rid of this. Okay, and hang on. Let me shut this down here. Okay, I think I have this. Where did that go? Okay. Oh, for the, oh, okay. I couldn't see the chat. Sorry about that, Cowgirl. Up. So now, let me see now. I don't know why it keeps telling me, I don't know why it's telling me sign into the chat, because I'm signed in Streamlabs. My name is right up there, Mommy Roundling's blog, but it won't let me chat, so I cannot put anything in the chat. I don't know what is up with that. I've refreshed it and everything. So anyway, did anybody have any questions or comments or anything? What went on today? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, at least, okay. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Yeah, PTing, he said it was push-ups, squats, stuff like that, physical training. Hi, Diana. Hi, Cowgirl Up. Amber received her flowers today, and she sent a very nice note and said they really brightened her day and all that, and that, you know, she can't talk right now, but like I told you. Mommy, what did you think of Creech? I'm not really sure, Priscilla. I mean, you know, they wanted that doctor. That doctor, I don't think did them, I don't know, any favors. I mean, basically after the cross, it's an injury when he was 15 years old. So the prosecution, you know, in their cross pointed that out, that it was when he was 15 years old. So why it's being brought in now, like that is the reason that he killed his kids. Yeah, out of his depth, right, to diagnose anything like that. And then, you know what, the way the quality of the audio, even the video was, I bet you the jury didn't even process a lot of it because it was so bad. I mean, they're going to probably go down like as the worst audio ever in a trial. I don't know why they can't bring in more mics. I mean, the judge just says it's the media's fault. I mean, like after the first day of that, the prosecution themselves should buy their own mics. I mean, it's ridiculous. Does some work, oh. Yeah, that must be hard, Robin. He said during the interview he had seen a psychiatrist. I haven't got to the cross of the doctor yet. Took me forever. Wait a second. To start being able to watch the download. Did they ask why he called animal control? When, Cowgirl Up? Today? I didn't hear that today. We need to hear more about his life after the brain injury. The brain injury did look legit. Yeah, I mean, you see the depression in his skull, but there are lots of people that have traumatic brain injury. There are lots of people that have brain injury. There are changes to the brain that, you know, occur with people that, like boxers or sports, could be football. You don't see them going off and killing their families. So, yeah, while he may have deficits or things like that, to use it to explain what happened, I'm not buying that. I know, Angelica. I was just like, the first night, like, all the prosecutor had to watch is like, wait, they can't hear me at all. This has to change. I don't know why they're not even worried. Like, I'm sure they think the jury can hear them fine, but I don't know. It's just really bad. You have brain injury, happy wife, and you don't hurt a mosquito, right? So bringing and then trying to say, well, that could have caused him to have schizophrenia. But again, there's a lot of people with schizophrenia, and they're not killing their whole family either. So he supposedly was this intelligent guy. If he started to hear voices, then he should have done something before it got to this level. They don't. Where were the voices before? When did he start hearing the voices? I don't know if they're going to go into that. Does he have any medical records of seeing someone for these voices? He said he didn't like to go to the doctor in previous testimonies, right? But then he was released from the Navy, for his depression. So I don't know. It's not making sense. Did these voices just occur that night, the week before, a month before? The jury was given transcripts, right? So yeah, I mean, it's just after he read it on Google, yeah, and then why was he? Because he must have that must be new, right? Because he just Googled it. Or that was his whole premeditated plot. I'll just tell him I have schizophrenia and I'm hearing voices. And what about the stuff that he's the male stuff that he's Googling? What the heck is that in there for? I mean, it doesn't fly because he was able to hold down a job successfully without killing anyone at work. Right, Sheila? So, yeah, he Googled it. You can go back. He Googled schizophrenia, like hearing voices, schizophrenia this, schizophrenia that. It's in the slides that I showed before. He didn't testify. Tim's father did not testify yet. I think he will. I'm pretty sure that he will, but I just think he will. I don't know. I don't know how many more witnesses the defense has. But I think the voices are called conscience. And he even has one. Yeah, he could also... and medical school, right? Yeah, he just got into medical school and it's sending of the acceptance letters to everyone. He was there at Intel several years. I'm curious as to what his coworkers thought of him. They had his coworkers on the stand, and they said they thought he was an okay guy. He was very competent, and even when they said that he was like slipping a little bit, like they could see him, that he started smoking again, and he lost weight. They said that even what they considered like looking haggard and stuff, he was still getting his work done. He wasn't getting done as fast as he normally did, but he was still getting it done to a level that he even got a promotion during that time. I just discussed Tammy, the doctor that was there. I don't know if you just came in. I just went through that. You can just rewind it back if you want to hear that. But it's out of that guy's, his scope to diagnose him with any schizophrenia. He said that I can't do that. And he Googled about the light sockets, right? Yep. Well in advance. He was able to drive his vehicle with his children for days. People along the way, he's faking. Yeah, why was he had to put the bleach in. He was trying to cover it up. He was trying to get away with it. So that is today. I don't know who's on the stand tomorrow. This trial is like besides the audio, oh, my bangs are driving me crazy. Besides the audio, the way they have the trial, first of all, that clock, the clock doesn't even, it looks fake. Like, it doesn't even look like it's in the courtroom. It looks like it's a graphic, and until you see someone's head, it's the weirdest thing. And then they have all these breaks, and it's almost like every time you turn it on, there's a break, and then they record the entire stream on a live, so you can't go back because it's like the same thing would, I don't know who it was last night. It was one of our regulars that said, I don't know why I can't go back. It doesn't start at the beginning. It doesn't, because if we go like, say, 5 hours or 4 hours, when this ends, YouTube processes really slow. So they'll probably only have like an hour of it, and it'll be from the end back. So it won't be to the beginning for several hours. So it's not that it's cutting it off. Like within 6 hours, it'll be back. You'll have the whole thing. And you also cannot access the live chat while that processing is going on. I just thought I'd answer that because everybody asks in the comments. That's why you have to wait. But the whole courtroom looks so sloppy. Yeah, it's just really bizarre. You'd think they had 5 years to go to trial. They would have had things a little bit, I don't know, wrapped up. It's like a printer. It starts in the back and works for you. So, yeah, it's just, no wonder. I think Court TV would be pulling their hair out with this stuff. It's ridiculous. And I just expect any minute, like I'm upset listening to that tape. Like, I almost wanted to stop it 50 times and saying, okay, that's it. We can't listen to this. This is no good. This is inadmissible. I think all the time the judge is going to be like, with the medical testimony, sometimes you couldn't even understand the video that was coming out of there. I thought he was just going to be like, okay, we cannot use this. He even says before they show it, we don't even know how much you're going to understand from this. We don't even know if the video is going to work. It's like crazy. But I don't know, very, very crazy. But yeah, every morning, and and nobody tells them, like, don't, stop your stream. They should stop it, but they just keep it going. There won't be a mistrial. Yeah, I hope not, Angela. Oh, Kelly. Like a bad video. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have like cassette. Oops, the cassette tape broke. Yeah, it is so bad. You felt bad for the cop who you could relate, truth seeking out. And did you hear Tammy's like, you sure the recorder's running? Because he's the tech guy, right? So they should have just given him the recorder. He probably could have had better tech than them. They should have given him that stuff. You sure it's he was probably like, these guys can't even get the tape recorder on. Oh, and then he said something about the window. I thought that was the noisiest. It sounded, what the heck were they in? Like an army jeep? That was insane, the amount of noise. I know, it was an absolute nightmare right there. Oh my gosh. You hope that the jury is really paying attention. Yeah, it sounded like it just sounded like they were in like an open air military jeep convoy that they had to go out of state. Yeah, Las Vegas, right? Las Vegas of all places. But those doctors are paid a lot for their testimony, and they can word anything to get it to where the defense wants it, and they will, and they, you know, there's many that will do that, you know, for money, just see what they can do and get it done. Oh, good night, Granny. Thank you, Lisa. Night, night, Granny. Sweet dreams. Yeah, I just, that was just, I don't know. So, you were exactly the same. You have seen and heard. It was so difficult to hear. You could not understand two police officers' testimony, the questions. You couldn't even understand. That's what I'm saying. You couldn't even hear the prosecutor's question. The defense said she was institutionalized. Oh, for his mom. Yeah, yes. But is she deceased now? I mean, they don't even go into that. It's pretty convenient. Unpleasant. He suddenly has a psychotic episode in 2 hours of his life. Yeah. Trial is irritating because it's costing money to sit there for 8 hours and have 30 minutes of testimony. It's not fair to the victim or their families or to the people paying those salaries. On the John Chuck case, one doctor that testified charged $1,200 an hour. They charge a lot, yes, for testimony. Oh, that recording was horrendous with the background noise, and then sometimes the muffled voices, and then sometimes they're coming. That's what, and then they were like manipulating the volume. That wasn't me manipulating the volume. That's their recording. It's like in the middle they like jack it up and then they bring it back down. It's crazy. What's going on, happy wife? Something happened? I missed a lot of the chat. And I can't even chat. I don't understand. It says say something, and then when I go to type in there, it says you can't say anything, sign in. You have to go sign in to chat. And then I click on sign in to chat, and it doesn't. But I'm signed into Streamlabs, and I'm signed into YouTube, so I have no idea what that is. Oh, you're so glad that I was as frustrated? Yeah, it's a very frustrating trial. Between the audio and so many random breaks. And it's a big trial, right? I mean, if I was on the, like, I'd be like, shh, I can't, I'm telling Jimmy, like, shh, I can't hear. I can't even imagine being on the jury with that stuff. You know, there's got to be so many people that didn't even hear it. Did you hear that? No, I didn't hear it. Yeah, Angela Kelly. That would be nice, yeah. Several people having knowledge. We see Sandra. I thought I answered a question of yours, Sandra. Anna, something happened to you too? Painful you can't eat either? The courtroom looks just horrendous. Why is it taken so many years? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that the total issues. Hi, Casbot, but I think we did discuss some of it. Why it's taken so long, but it's taken too long, and then they get here, and then they don't even have, you can't even get the audio working. Yeah, there were a lot of motions. The judge smokes and... Oh, does he, Honey Hush? He smokes? Is that why he's taking so many breaks? How did you find that out, honey? Do you know him, or did somebody say that? Why is the courtroom so empty? I don't know. Maybe because it's a really hard trial to sit through because it's 5 children, and I thought the judge had a weak bladder. Yeah, Tessa. I don't see it going on that much longer. I mean, I don't think the jury will be out long. I don't think so. South Carolina is such a poor state. No lawyers want to even work there, Lisa? Looking at on his computer. I don't know, but he had this like scowl. Did you see that? He had like this his mouth was like in a scowl today. They couldn't hear, probably, and they take so many breaks. His father has not testified yet, Irish Eyes. Nope. Yeah, it's very bizarre. But there were several things where you could hear him very little boyish, like Watts, like when he said, are you going to call my dad about something? And about, again, like Watts worrying about his reputation, like about the mugshots showing up on this. That's what he's worried about, his mugshot showing up on the South Carolina site. What about every news story where your picture is going to be in the paper? He's worried about his mugshot on the South Carolina site. Why didn't he Google that? He didn't realize that if he did this, that his mugshot was going to be put all over the internet? Is this a... what? Oh yeah, it is narcissism, but you know what it is? It's also alone time, and he wasn't out there, but he has that just where he tries to act so innocent, and then he was scared, the voice is scared, he was scared, and the stupid Scooby snacks. Get their vehicle unstuck. Right, he helped the woman at the Boys and Girls Club with her computer. I think you should spend life in prison, right? I hear voices. Is that one of those? Yeah, I was going to show you that. That's all because somebody posted one in our animal thing, and then I thought it was so cute, and then Leaping Lizards sent me the link to it, and I impulsively bought it. And let's see. It's are you on?
Hello?
Say hi to everybody.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Now it's time to say goodnight.
It's time to say goodnight.
Say goodnight, Granny.
Say goodnight, Granny.
Night-night, Granny.
Night-night, Granny.
Isn't it? It's so cute. Oh my gosh. You got one for your grandson for Christmas? And I went to grievance day today. Oh, what a nightmare. I went to print out all the stuff from that site. It said the tax site was down. I said, are you kidding me? It didn't come up till like an hour before I had to go. So I was like rushing to get everything done, figure out all the percentages of everything. And then I set up the tank for the turtle. The turtle likes the tank a lot. And I do have a turtle cam. I want to get some more pictures of him that I'm going to put up so you guys can see him in the tank. And what else? So I was happy I got that grievance day stuff done, even though they look at you like... the assessor has a permanent scowl on her face. You can't get her to smile or laugh or anything. And everything is not her fault. And everything is a nasty answer. And it's not just me. Everybody that was coming out was like, she is nastier than nasty. It's crazy. Yeah, Diana. Yeah. Always wear it cleaner. Getting your attention. Happy wife. We spoke before. My brother serial killer trial is on right now. Oh, is it? Where? What is the name of it? Happy wife. Did you want to come on and tell us a little bit about it? Do you want me to send you the number so you can come on and tell us a little bit about it? Hi, keep it kind. I will call, but not camera on. That's fine. You can, yeah. Do you want, just, can you send me an email to Carolyn@truecrimechat.org and I will send you the number? Oh my gosh, Lisa, did you see that? Somebody called me and they go, oh my gosh, you have to put that on. He found her. He found her. And, did I make? No, I didn't. And I'm like, oh, come on. And I had such deja vu when I put it on. I swear to you, in the beginning of this case, that I saw him driving around in a car and talking about how something was close to the vicinity of his barber. I started to have total deja vu. And that's what bothered me more than anything. And the person I'm on the phone with was like, oh, they think they... And as soon as he went to the apartment, I said, oh my gosh, that's her old apartment. That's the apartment that we went to on the road trip. And Save Robbie was at that same door. And then I'm thinking like, no. And then he's in the car saying, well, he's got brilliant private investigators that found the address. And I'm thinking like, for real? You really think she's still in Colorado and you still think she's right there and you don't know from the discovery that that's her address that was in the discovery? I was flabbergasted. No, but he thought she was still there. He thought that's her address. And he thought he had brilliant private investigators. And I was like, oh my gosh, how could this be? If you paid those brilliant private eyes, I wish you would have paid me because I could have given that to you a long time ago. That was crazy. Played the Patriots and shot at least 2 people. Wait, what's going on, Sensible Crime? Oh, you're talking... Okay, let me see if... Hold on. Let me see if Happy... Let me get the number so that I can give it to her. Come on. Where did it go? My, what is going on here? Hang on. Invite? Okay, hopefully now that'll copy that. Hang on. Oh, I think I see what's going on. I think I have to restart my Google again. The Google still has not fixed the problem. And not Google, Chrome. I have to make an ice cream cake tomorrow for my daughter's birthday. And you're going to laugh at me. I looked at the different flavors. I couldn't do it. There's something wrong with me. I need someone to try it first, I think. There's something wrong with me. I know my daughter would say, go ahead and do it, but I didn't even think to call her, and Jimmy was rushing me in the store so bad. So I was just like, that's it.
5:44 p.m.
Now I restarted my Google so that my Charles starts my Chrome. But anyway, let me get to the email. But yeah, it was crazy. So I have a mental block on that. All right, let's see. I don't think I have it. The Happy Wife, I don't have it yet. Are you? I'm staying here. Are you sending it through to Carolyn at truecrimechat.org? Let me see if I come back on. Happy Wife says she doesn't know how to email. Oh, she doesn't know how to email? Oh, she said she can't. Okay, can I text it to you there? Happy Wife, can I text you? Where's my phone? What the heck? Where's my phone? Hang on. Oh my gosh, I think I left my phone somewhere. Okay, can I email someone that can text Christina? Can you text Happy Wife if I email you the information? My phone is upstairs. It's on the counter behind me? No, that's the remote for the lights under the cabinet. It's upstairs. Yeah, I left it upstairs. I just remember now. Okay, Christina. All right, you've got her number there, right? Okay, Christina's going to text you the information. So let me just get that to her. Thanks, Christina. There you go. Okay. I was wondering why my phone wasn't doing anything. Okay. You locked your keys, phone, purse in your car today? Oh gosh, Karen. She doesn't have any family? No, it's the same apartment. Joe, if you look at our video and you go by the door, remember the one I told Robbie take a picture of, and then he said you can screenshot it, and then he said no, okay, I'm not scared, and he went back. He said I'm not going to be a chicken or something. He went back. You'll see it's the exact same door. Scott is a lawyer in Colorado, and he said it's right around where he is. She's not in Colorado in that area. Yeah, Ray Brand, it's the same apartment. There you are, Ocean Girl. I was just going to send you an email today. Are you okay? Haven't seen you in a while. Have you been okay? No, same place, Joe. It's the same place. Go look at the door. I swear to you. Go to our video and go look at the door, and then go there and look at the door, and you'll see it's the same place. was horrible. You had an accident. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry to hear that, Anna. You haven't slept in 2 nights? Oh, wow. I don't know if you have anything to take to help you sleep, like melatonin or something. I've never taken that, but people say it's a natural sleep aid. So if you don't start getting some sleep, things are, not good if you can't get any sleep. Oh, thanks, Cowgirl Up. Yeah. See Christina. Please see Christina's chat. She just said, I thought she just said she got the number. Hi, Casbot. Hi, Bella Mac. I'm trying to look at Christina's message. Oh, before she needs the number? Did she get it? Someone tell her I got it, please. Okay. Okay, Christina. I thought I saw that. Okay. I'm trying to catch up on the chat a little bit. Astira Fire said, Mommy, you inspired me to make my first ice cream cake, but I think I'm just going to pick the ingredients I like best. Do you mean in the ice cream, nuts and fruit and stuff? Is that what you're saying? You can't really use a sorbet or something because it won't hold. But you mean do you mean like a cherry, vanilla, that type of fruit? Well, let me know how it turns out, Astira Fire. I'm really dying for somebody to try some different flavors. I almost did it last night. I almost pulled the trigger on it last night. I did. But we had a band concert because Luke played in the band concert, first band concert. And then that didn't get over until 9, and we needed some stuff at the store. And then Jimmy, he gets like a wreck, okay? Hurry up, we gotta hurry up. The kids have to get to bed. It's like supermarket sweep. That's what it's like. And it makes me like a total stress bag. Okay, so I'm just running through there with the cart, and then, he's rushing. And so I'm looking at the ice cream. I probably, if I wasn't being rushed to death, would have been able to pull the trigger, but I had to talk to myself a little bit and I couldn't. And then I just went with the chocolate and the vanilla. I almost did I think they had a cookie dough ice cream, but then I was trying to coordinate. Should I go with the vanilla? Should I go with chocolate? Should I go mint? I didn't know, but then that was it. Pistachio vanilla sounds yummy. Yeah, because I know about spumoni, okay? And I like spumoni, which is, sort of like that, right? And you could even get it chocolate coated. So I don't know why I have this block. I swear to you, I have to make a lot of ice cream cakes now. So this will be my daughter's birthday, and then I make one for my birthday, even though, what did we do last year? Last year we celebrated both of our birthdays at the same time, and I made the ice cream cake for her, and then I made mine with those buttercream roses. So it actually has like two different kinds of icing on it. It has the chocolate and then the roses on the top of that. And I really like that one too, but I think I will do an ice cream cake anyway for my birthday just to see. I'll do because then it'll be mine. I'm not ruining anybody's day but my own. Oh yeah, it's crazy, Diana, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and he gets like you really think like we're going to a fire, like oh my gosh, it's gonna make a difference of 5 minutes. The cookies and cream, yeah, I was thinking of that too. I was thinking of the cookies and cream. I was thinking of the cookie dough. If my daughter was with me, it's her. She would have picked 2 flavors, and she wouldn't be at all scared of it. Sheila, I have a whole video on it. Here, I'll get it for you. I'll get you it. I actually have 2 videos. My latest one is not the first time that I did it. So I've learned some little tricks.
I have decided to end my YouTube channel. I'll explain why.
What is going on here? Why are all these YouTubes are playing? Now the other one's going to play, right? This one. I don't need all this YouTube playing. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Christina, I'm going to have to send you this link too because I can't post anything in the chat. Hang on a minute, Sheila. I'll have Christina put it in the chat. Poor Christina. Okay. All right. You're the mod holding the... Oh, I didn't know you have an ice pack? I missed it. I missed everything in the chat. What happened to you? You had an accident? Cake for breakfast. Who are you looking for, Lilybell? Who's Lilybell looking for? Oh, migraine injection day? Do you get Botox? Do you get Botox? You've been gone too lately due to your dog being sick. Yeah, send in your picture of the dog. I'm sorry that your dog's sick otherwise. Send in the picture of your dog because we'll be doing that on the weekends. Okay, so I'm going to start putting all the dog, cats, whatever animals that are coming through and put them in folders. That's what I'm doing now, so I know exactly where they are. And then we'll show them on the weekend. And I did make a recap of everything that was shown on this weekend. and YouTube didn't load it properly, so I'm going to try to load that on as well. But I will do them on the weekends because we need a break from trial stuff, after we discuss, Lily was looking for Bridget. See? Oh, okay. I thought I saw Bridget or heard from Bridget today. 31 needles? Ooh, Christina, in your face? 31 needles? Yikes. Oh yeah, where is yeah, she was having chest pains last night. Did anyone see her? Ray Brand, you can send them to Carolyn@truecrimechat.org. She was here. Yeah, Bridget was here last night, and she's emailed me. I don't know if she emailed me today or late last night or early this morning. Joanne was in the chat. She's not here. And Ocean Girl, I didn't see. I'm so bad. I ask a question and then I don't see the answer. So, Ocean Girl, I didn't see what, if anything was happening to you that you weren't here. I'm glad you're back. They aren't bad. They're done in 2 to 3 minutes. Yikes, 31 of them? Nice and sunny there. High highs, Irish eyes. Yeah, she said the Botox is for migraines. Not today. You haven't seen her. Hope she's okay. BBT. Yeah, I'm just getting it for migraines. Oh, you don't know what happened to me. I was going to be on a little earlier. I'm almost embarrassed to tell you this. You see the big packets of vitamins I take, right? And I'm like really great because I swallow them all down. I just put them completely in, swallow it down. And I was drinking coffee. And I thought I had swallowed enough coffee to wash those down. They got stuck. They got stuck right here in my esophagus. It was the worst pain. It wasn't just an icky feeling. It was like I thought I had a blockage. I got so scared. Jimmy goes, I'll make you some limeade with crushed ice. Drink it down and swallow the ice. Anytime I swallowed anything, it was the worst pain. I've had vitamins that have like just been yucky there, but this was like, did you run to the couch? No, because it wasn't that I was choking. It was just this horrible feeling. You could feel them right in your esophagus. And I did, Evie. I had, oh, you mean just water? Okay. And it was a weird pain. And then, like I told you about, like what that panic attack that I thought was a heart attack, and then more people would talk to me about it, or like I told you, like sometimes if I'm getting something, like if I say, what does this pain mean? And Jimmy says something, it will send me into a full-on panic attack that I think I have to go to the hospital. That's what happened. So if he starts getting really concerned, or like he'll just say things and they're not like, they probably wouldn't be concerned to anybody else, but they are to me. So he's like, oh my gosh, here, swallow the ice. Well then, because the coffee was like, as soon as liquid would go down, it would hurt like crazy. And then he said, swallow the ice. It was ridiculous. Then I felt like I had brain freeze and then freeze in my esophagus, and it was so painful. You've done that? So then wait, Linda, then the more he's and I'm sitting here, right? The more he's talking to me about it, I go, oh my gosh, I'm gonna pass out. I have to go to the hospital. He's like, you don't have to go to the hospital. So I did run to the couch, Christina, but I ran to the couch and I reclined the recliner because I had to lay my head down or I was gonna pass out. And then he comes in and I said, did you ever have this happen to you? And he goes like this, yeah, I think so. He's like, that you didn't swallow enough and they kind of got dry and they're like lodged there. And I said, but does it cause you severe pain? And he goes like this. I can't remember. Now he's saying like, oh my gosh, I was like freaking. It's that? Oh yeah. I was freaking out because then I'm like, it didn't cause you severe pain? And then he couldn't remember. And so then he's like, here, have something to eat. So he gave me like this piece of candy and then he told me this story. So what do I need my phone for? Why do I need my phone, Diane? She can just call in on the number. Can't you just call in on the number if you don't have Zoom? You don't have to have the Zoom app. Just call the number. I don't know about the sherbet. I really don't. I don't think sherbet. Yeah, I would use ice cream. Now, it wasn't choking. I was breathing fine, BBT. It was like I had a blockage. Yeah, the same freaky toy. Yeah. Oh, you must be back in the video. Yeah, Kathy, but it wasn't, I knew it wasn't my heart because I had just swallowed, I mean, I swallowed the vitamins and it was right after that. I knew it was the vitamins. I could feel them. I could feel them there. You had oh, wow, sensible crime. You sent me an email now, Anna, hang on. Oh, okay, Anna, hang on. Oh, I've got to get the number again because... I can still like, I don't know, it must just be like weird. I could still feel something down there in my esophagus. I was really scared. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go to the hospital. That's that stupid scared anxiety feeling I get when I think anything is like, should I go to the hospital? Should I not? So I hope Joanne is okay. Okay. Where am I? Get it back to here. What happened? Something happened to Tessa now too? What happened to Tessa? No, I can't see. Oh, I see. Your brother? Oh, I'm so sorry. Prayers for you, Tess. I'm sorry. Good night, honey hush. I probably bruised my esophagus. I probably did. Yeah, I have been shrinking like crazy. Yeah, I don't think I'll probably do my pill trick for a while, but I probably will again too. That's probably. Hi, Jessica. We just went through the the Tim Jones. What happened today? We did it in PowerPoint, and then we listened to a horrible. Their audio is. I don't know if you've been watching it, Jessica. Is just the absolute worst of any trial I've ever seen. It's like they talked about, did you notice they talked about that Mississippi jail being so backward? I felt like saying, really? It's not a far stretch when you think about the audio in this place. And just the judge, like they couldn't figure out how to, oh, it's the media's fault. You had surgery, Sharon? Paralyzed half of your abdomen. That doesn't sound good. You got what surgery? You just had surgery too, High 69? Sure, Dana. Yep, that's fine. Oh, there's Joanne. You see Joanne Dallas? Did you go to what was it? You're okay, obviously, right? Everyone being, I don't know. Every time I come back, someone else is. Yes, Julie T. Yeah, I said I'll look out for it. You're off to bed, cowgirl up. Cowgirl up. When are you still going down towards with the bench? What's going on with that? Yeah, Saucy. She can send a picture. Why they have to make vitamins so huge? I actually, because I take a lot, so I just hate, I'm a very impatient person on some things. So I just want to get them all down because it's a lot to take. And I just try to, I can't do that. I'll have to do it in like 3 batches now. You sent it, Tessa? Okay. Go back. Come on. Okay, let me see if I can get that now. Okay. Ah, come on. make sure that. That's Tessa's brother. Okay. Is that you, happy wife?
No, this is Anna.
Oh, Anna. Hi. So you're not having a good day
Hi.
either, right? Huh?
No.
Okay, let me get back to the phone. So hang on one second.
Hi, Caroline.
Hi, who's that?
It's Happy Wife.
Oh, okay. So we have happy wife and Anna. Okay. And all right. So which Anna's not having a wonderful day either. Anna, did you stab yourself in the neck with a knife?
Yes, it was. First of all, if you don't understand me, please tell me to stop.
No, I can understand
And
you.
I will repeat. Okay. It was a freaky accident last morning when I was listening to you and I was boiling eggs. And then I cut them up in 2 pieces. And I don't know what I was thinking. I pulled the whole knife, very sharp knife, right up in my mouth. I was going to lick the eggs off. And I stabbed myself not in the hard gum, not in the hard part, but in the soft part of the gum, way back in the gum. And I was bleeding and swallowing blood. And I am in so much pain. I had to go to the emergency room to have the bleeding stopped.
Oh my gosh. And did you mention this tonight or did you mention it last night? I don't know why I'm getting my days and nights.
I mentioned it last night, but I accidentally stabbed myself in the throat.
Right. I didn't think it was that serious last night. Wow. Okay. I thought you were being funny or something, just like, oh, silly me.
No,
it was serious. Wow. Yeah, it sounds it. Wow. So how's that?
So that's why I had to go away from the computer. I couldn't explain. I was swallowing blood like crazy.
Yikes. So you're okay now with that? Is that?
I'm waiting for a friend to come from Denmark. I'm in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for a friend. Like I told you last time I called, I have no family here except my son. And he is going to be a doctor. He is far away from me.
Oh, okay.
Many hours away from me, and I'm totally alone.
Oh.
I have just my son. And I have friends in Denmark, and he absolutely could not come yesterday, but he is coming today.
Oh, good.
Because I have to have some fluid in me. I can't swallow. It hurts so bad.
Oh, wow.
So I have to go to the hospital again.
Oh,
because I am seeing like the floor is starting to move like
yeah, you're getting
I am
dehydrated.
trapped
Yeah.
again.
Wow.
So
When
I'm
are
just
you,
waiting for my friend.
is she coming soon to take you there?
Um, he is. I just talked to him. Yes, he's coming. He's coming soon.
Okay, good, good. And yeah, you can't. So you
It's
can't drink. You
mostly.
can't take
It's
any
mostly.
fluids at
It's
all.
mostly to take care of. It's mostly to take care of my dog.
Oh, I see.
Because my dog, she can't be alone. She would starve herself to death. So it's mostly to take care of my dog.
That's terrible.
Can
That
always, I can always call an ambulance, but I can't stand having her alone for a long time.
right.
My dog, yeah.
Yeah. You can't even drink anything that's very very cold that might numb your mouth and at least get you some fluids.
I've been
What?
trying to,
Yeah.
but it hurts really bad. And on top of that, when I went to, I don't know if I made some hints in the comments. I don't like to talk about it much. I'm in the closet about this, but I am a medium. I'm clairvoyant, and when I was trying to get some sleep last night, I knew that there was something wrong. I had already gone to bed,
Mhm.
and I felt there is something not right. And I thought my mom had passed away. So I went downstairs again, and just as I sat down in the sofa in the living room, my brother called me and said, Mom's sister just passed away.
Oh wow. Sorry about that.
And yes, my whole family are in Iceland. I was born in Iceland. I came to Sweden to study, and I got stuck in Sweden.
I see.
So all my family except my son are in Iceland. And I moved here in this big house. And I don't really have any friends here in this town where I'm at. I've had a very hard life. Very, very hard life. I almost died. I had a stroke. I like the caller there last night,
Jenna, yeah, Jenna.
I had to learn everything from the beginning. Time later, to walk again, to talk again. I had to learn everything, go through college again and everything. I
Wow.
was vegetable. And when people complain about tiny little things, it makes me so upset. They don't know what life can throw at you. I had to be strong. I could write many books. I was married to a psychopath. He threatened to kill me. He was holding a knife to my throat. I had to take my son and run because I had bought the half of a house with him. I had a nice house. I had a Mercedes Benz. I had everything. money can buy, but money don't matter if you're not happy. Money can buy you happiness. I took one suitcase and I ran out with my son because he said, I will give you the parental rights if you walk away with nothing. And I walked away with one suitcase of clothes and my son. And I had to stay with a friend of mine until I could find a crappy apartment. I worked myself up and up and up and up, and I could buy this nice house and a nice car. And just please take every day as a gift, because you never know what's going to happen.
That's very true, very true. And yeah, absolutely. So sorry that, for your aunt and for your mouth and everything, but there's a lot of people here sending you prayers and love, and I am as well. So,
Thank you.
By
the way, I have almost recovered fully from I had a bleeding in the brain. I've almost recovered fully.
Very good.
I will never run again. I will never run again.
You'll never run again? Did you used to like to run?
Yeah.
Oh.
I will never run again, but I can tie my shoelaces.
Well, that's...
And I can wake up every morning and I can walk with difficulties, but I can walk again. Thank God I never gave up.
Well, you might still run again too then. It's your book's not finished. You might still run again too.
I don't think so, but
well, it's always a possibility. Nothing's impossible, right?
Right. There is a permanent brain damage on my right side of the brain. I'm just thankful that I lived through it. It was because of my husband. He was a total psychopath and sociopath, and he made me so stressed. So my blood pressure just skyrocketed, and I had a stroke laying in bed. But that's a long time ago, and I just want to say to everybody, thank you for all the love you give me. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate you, Carolyn. You brighten my day. You are almost like you and the chat are like my only friends that I have.
Now you're going to make me cry again, Anna.
I love you so much. You don't know. When you said, I thought I better end. I better end everything. I didn't feel like I couldn't do it anymore. And I wrote to you. I love you, Carolyn.
I love
and
you.
You said, I love you back, Anna. And that gave me hope. And I said, I have to live on.
Yes, you do. You do. You have your story's not done yet. You have a lot to do, and we all love you.
When you said when you said I love you back, that just made my day. You saw me.
Yep. Yes.
You saw me and you recognized me there, and that meant the world. I got hope.
Well, I'm glad it did, and I'm glad you didn't end your life because you'd be very missed. Okay? Your son
Thank you,
needs you,
Carolyn.
and we all need you here. We'd be very upset if you weren't here.
Thank you, Carolyn, and thank you, everybody. I send my love to all of you, and I wish you all the best. I don't write negative thing to anybody. I always write positive things. I never talk bad about anybody. I've learned my lesson. I would never backstab anybody. I haven't done that for 10 years probably. And I wish you all the best. Take every day as a gift because you never know what's going to happen.
Very true.
And thank you, everybody. I love you. I'm going to read what you have to say.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me. Sorry, I wasn't going to cry. I was going to tell a funny story, but I had to wait for another time to tell it.
Okay, so that will make you come back and tell us a funny story, okay?
Yes, I never ever opened up like this again. I'm always hiding my pain, never telling anybody the truth.
Well, we love you, Anna. We're happy you came on, and you have to come on and tell us a funny story as soon as you feel better, okay? And prayers for your
Okay,
aunt,
thank you.
and let us know how you're doing.
Thank you very much, Carolyn, and thank you all the ramblers. I love you.
They love you too. Go read their comments, and you'll be happy.
Yes.
Okay?
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye from Sweden.
Bye from Sweden. From America to Sweden. I'm losing my mind. Okay, so let me get Happy Wife. Okay. Hi, Happy Wife?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So you have a trial now for someone that killed your brother?
No, my brother is a serial killer.
Oh, your brother is a serial killer. Okay, so where did you want to tell us this? Because I don't know anything about it, so maybe give us a Cliff Notes.
I know it's a long story, and I don't want to do that to your channel. My brother in 1982 killed his children, his wife, his girlfriend, a woman from a bar, and tried to kill the rest of our family. And he was on the run for a month trying to kill us until he was finally found. He lived with their bodies. Actually, they're my nephews. He lived with their bodies until the smell became overwhelming. It was 5 days later. And I was 16.
Okay, so where did this happen?
In Minnesota.
In Minnesota. Wow.
He killed his wife here in Las Vegas, where I live now, and he transported her body back to Des Moines, where I was originally raised, and put her body there. He was never convicted for that one. There's so many murders he committed that they only prosecuted him for the deaths of the people in the apartment where he put the bodies under the beds, because that was an ironclad case where they knew that he would never see light of day again. But he didn't get the death penalty. And because of that, he continues to either escape or murder other prisoners. And every time he murders cell mates or other prisoners, I am forced to go back and retestify and have to live the nightmare I lived as a child again.
Wow, that's crazy. So he killed, you mean when you said he killed his wife and his children, he did that separately?
He killed his wife here in Las Vegas, around the corner. He lived in the backyard in a motorhome, and he became so violent that we took custody of his children, which was Joey and Jason. They were my nephews. I was 16, and I basically was in love with them. So I started watching the boys, and he kidnapped them and had killed his wife and took off and disappeared. And 3 months later, we got a call from the FBI that he had killed all of them and was after me and my sister.
So,
And his name is Craig Jackson Bjork, and he still kills in prison because they let him. The prison system is a failure. And about every 10 years, he kills somebody, and I have to go back and relive everything that I lived through growing up with I was pretty much a test dummy for a serial killer. So, yeah, it's hard. And I'm currently involved in a trial right now from his most recent killing in the Oregon prison system.
is that where he is now in Oregon?
That's correct.
And how old is he?
I believe he's about 7 years older than I am, and I try not to know this information because it hurts.
Right. Were you ever close to him prior to this, or?
It's my brother. I grew up with him.
No, I know. I have 3 brothers too. There's different degrees of closeness. Like some are just your brothers, and some are, there's a brother that you're close to. Maybe you do things with. That's what I'm just saying. Was your relationship close?
He tortured me. He did sexual things and physical things. I suffer seizures. I have a back that sometimes does not work. I have mental illness, PTSD, agoraphobia. I suffer a lot from what he did to me from childhood on until he finally killed everybody in my family, and I'm left.
And did he kill your parents too, did you say?
No, my father had a massive heart attack during the trial. He paid for the funerals of everybody that my brother killed, and he was just devastated, and it caused my father's death, and then my mother was institutionalized.
Wow.
She had a mental breakdown. So as a teenager, it was really rough. But I'm now 53, and I have an amazing husband, and I have my own 2 biological children, and I'm glad I'm not looking at chat right now because, Carolyn, I really never thought I would make this phone call.
Yeah, well, I'm happy that you felt, secure enough to do that, and everybody is, they want to know about your sister. Is your sister still alive?
My sister also ended up in a bad relationship with a man that was abusive, and she shot him and is institutionalized.
Wow.
I'm the only one that didn't end up a murderer or a killer. My husband's very thankful of that, by the way. So.
And I feel like I've heard that. Did you ever email this to me or tell me at all about this? I don't know why.
I mentioned it in chat about 2 weeks ago.
Maybe that's where I said.
Yeah, I just barely mentioned it, and several people knew of the case because right now it is a national case. And so some people did ask questions in the chat, and of course I answered them.
Right.
I'm not under a gag order, and I would never ever be under one because I am a victim, and as a victim I have rights.
Right. Yeah. Wow, that's something. And
it's
so
my story, not just his. So.
And so have your kids do they know about it? And
oh yes.
Yeah.
I never lied to my children. The only thing I ever lied about was, and I hope there's no children listening. And
I don't think I don't think so at this time.
Yeah, I don't think there's kids listening. The only thing I ever misled my children about was, certain holiday animations that come and visit and give gifts.
I see. Yeah, but
the Easter Bunny and Santa and the Tooth Fairy necessary, the wonderful things in life, but no, my children were never lied to. They've known from the time they started asking questions. I've not lied to them about it. And my children are 27 and 29, and it's been difficult. It's difficult to get employment when people know that you're, even though I live in Vegas and we are a big town, it's really a small town. So finding employment, friends. I was in high school when it happened. I had my own FBI agent that followed me around school when he was trying to kill me. So it wasn't a secret, and it changed my life. And I went into hiding for the last probably 15 years. And even my best friends and others did not know until just recently when the latest murder occurred. And I decided I need to talk about this because I can't keep it bottled up. It's hard. It's hard. It's really hard.
I see. Wow. So yeah, that's a lot to carry. And really, I mean, I heard another case of someone recently that told me, I mean, and it was horrific, almost, very similar to what you are describing. And around, she was even younger when it occurred. But yeah, just horrific stuff, right?
Yeah, I think mainly I guess I'm bitter about the fact that every time he kills again, I have to go and disrupt my life and relive the past that I struggle so hard to get over just for him to get more time, another sentence, and then the person that he killed, whoever their family is, to get the civil case. And I've never asked for a dime. I don't want a dime. But many people have become very wealthy off of the murders he has committed by the failure of the prison systems. So it's difficult. And right now I'm going through that, and I'm mad, and I'm depressed.
Have you ever have you ever thought about writing a book or talking about it?
No. No, my father, thankfully, we were and have done financially very well with businesses here in Las Vegas. And due to that, at the time of the murders, there was a lot of, court proceedings that kept our name out of some things. But there wasn't the internet then. This was back in the 80s. So it was the National Enquirer, and I live in a private gated circle. So, there was people outside the circle that were the news and the media and such, and the FBI and the, the authorities kept them away. But there were still, a lot of things. His nickname is Berserko Bjork because even people in prison are scared of him. His psychiatrist is scared of him. The warden is scared of him. But every 10 years, they lose track of him and he kills somebody again. And then my life is disrupted as I have to go and testify again. And I really wish Frankie had called me and that I had been in contact with the Rusiks. I was trying to contact them about, if they live, this is going to go on the rest of your entire life. And people don't understand, and I don't expect them to. It's tough.
So wait, what were you saying about if they live? This is what were you?
The only reason I joined the crime community was because of the Chris Watts case.
Oh, okay.
And I was following the Chris Watts case, and in doing so, I tried to contact the Rusiks to say, listen, he does not get the death penalty, which Colorado allowed.
Oh, now I understand what you mean. If Chris, I misunderstood that. I'm sorry. So if Chris lives, you're saying that this is what they're going to be going through.
And I have severe PTSD when I speak about this. So rambling is what I do.
But wow.
At least I can still laugh. Right now, I'm just really bitter and angry that I'm back in court again because the prison systems allowed him to kill somebody again. And I'm 53 years old. This happened when I was 16. Why am I still having to go through it and relive it? It's just it's a shame. The systems put in place for victims are flawed, to say the least.
Wow, that's they're definitely flawed, and that you have to keep going through that. I know. Yeah, there's, like I said, there's others here that I've had, people that have killed family members, and they're going through similar things. You said, like you mentioned, with having
I
to
would
either go to
love to
parole
have a
hearings so
family.
they don't get out, or all kinds of things like that.
Yeah, I would love to have a family, and I have my husband and my 2 children, and that's us. That's all
Yeah.
there is. So, holidays are small, and we love each other immensely, and I'm okay. I'm just really mad at the time. Right now is just, I'm mad at the courts, and that's okay. It'll pass.
And you.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, sorry. To get out of testifying, like if you said it's just too traumatic, you can't. There's nothing to get you out of it.
Unless I went and had myself declared insane.
Yeah, a bitch is like,
I'm not.
I don't know. Yeah, just that's terrible.
I would have to have my husband take legal custody of me for it, having mental problems, and I have nightmares, and I have PTSD. I have agoraphobia. I mean, I do have things wrong with me. I have seizures from him choking me for nearly a decade. So, the lack of oxygen did cause damage. So I could legitimately do that, but I'm not. I mean, there's no reason for my husband to have to go through that, because I am a functioning adult. I worked for 25 years. I ran businesses. I did very well. So if I did it, it would specifically be to fraud the courts by saying, "Oh, I'm a basket case too. I can't testify, and I won't do that."
Yeah.
I'm better than that.
And
I
they
survived.
can't have
I'm
you do it
here.
by
I'm
satellite
alive.
or anything, so that you don't even have to go in there.
Some of the depositions I do, and the fact that he killed in Oregon and I live in Nevada, it's very convenient for me, because I just tell him I have seizures and medical problems. You already know that. That was established by the FBI when I was 16. At the time of the murders. So they're aware of my medical problems. So they come to Las Vegas to see me and take the, statements from me regarding the initial crime. And this time is the first time he will be a death penalty qualified murderer.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes. Finally. Finally.
Do you think?
But
Do you
he's still
think
going to outlive
that
me.
it
There's
will
a
happen?
moratorium in.
You think that they
I'm sorry,
will?
say that again?
I said, do you think that they will? That he will get the death penalty?
Oh, he's going to get it, absolutely, 1,000%. But there's a moratorium in Oregon, and he'll outlive me,
Right.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
He has no stress. He's sitting in prison. He gets food, shelter. He doesn't have anything to worry about. So he'll outlive me, I'm sure.
So wow, I'm sorry you're going through that. That's more than tough.
Well, what questions are being asked in chat? Because I cannot look at chat
Oh,
right
let's
now,
see. It
because
said,
I don't want to be. Yeah.
Sheila said, who did he kill in Oregon? Just curious, because I live there, but that was in the prison, right? He killed someone in prison?
In the prison in 2014, he killed a man that was found 10 years after a murder. They found his DNA on the ankles of a woman that was raped and murdered. And that's who he killed in Oregon in 2014. And this is a trial that I'm currently involved in. And the great thing about Oregon is that they take into effect in a death penalty trial the crimes that put them in prison in the first place. So he's not just on trial for the murder of his person in prison that he killed. He's also on trial for victimizing me and for the murders of his own children and the people that he killed and such. But there's so many murders he committed that did not ever get prosecuted. Our family count, my count, not a family count since it's me, is probably about 20, but he was only prosecuted so far for, I think, 7.
Okay, and someone said, how old were your nephews when they were murdered?
It was Joey Jackson, and Joey was 2, and Jason was 4 at the time he murdered them.
And were they were staying with your parents when he did that?
No, they were living, well, they lived here in Las Vegas, and he was trying to establish a new life in Las Vegas because of the investigations that he was being looked at for prior murders in the Midwest. So he came to Vegas to escape that and lived here. And one day he killed his wife and came over and grabbed the kids and kidnapped them and took off. And 3 months later, we got a phone call from the FBI and found out that he had killed them and others.
Wow.
So it was devastating. And, a 16-year-old young girl, that's very devastating. And then he hunted me. Oh, he hunted me. It was really bad. But I had my own private FBI agent that followed me around. So it was.
But he just
I
he
felt
just
a little
wanted.
safer.
Do you know why he wanted to kill you and your sister? Is it just?
My father made a lot of money, and his when my brother was left back in the Midwest, when we moved out to the West Coast for my father's job, my mom and dad made sure my sister and I had the best of everything. And then when my brother all of a sudden showed up, with these 2 children and a wife, my dad didn't just hand him everything that he had worked for in his life. He was like, I can get you a job making an enormous amount of money, but you got to pay your dues. And he didn't want to work. So he was very jealous of my sister and I. And after he killed the rest of the family, we were on his hit list.
But your parents never were targets?
I think he knew that that it would emotionally destroy my mom and dad, and he, for some reason, did not target them. I don't know. My parents were really great at hiding some of the most horrific parts of it from me back then. And I didn't know until the trial happened when I was 18, the depth of how horrible it was.
Wow, that's crazy. And let me see what else they said here. Someone said, at what point did you tell your husband about this? When you were dating,
Before
or
we got married?
right before you got married?
Yeah, absolutely. Within a month of knowing that I was falling in love with my husband, and I've been married for 20 years. When I was falling in love with him, I had to tell him, this is my past, and if he could take it, fine. If he couldn't, fine. And I had I was single for 8 years in Las Vegas and with 2 children, and I'm not an ugly woman, so I dated frequently. And there was a couple guys that I did care greatly about, and once they found out the history of my sister and brother, they dumped me immediately. So I can't be angry with them. They thought they were next.
So
I can't believe I
then,
made this phone
was
call.
he right away on board with it, or did he have to get used to it, or?
No, there was not a question.
Not
He
a-
said,
that-
"I
that's
love
good.
you, and we'll deal with this together, baby." That was it,
Right, very good.
and we have.
Excellent. And let's see what else is here. Let's see.
Carolyn, I've never talked to anybody about this besides my personal friends, and I'm talking on YouTube about it. Wow.
For feeling comfortable to discuss it here, and I think everybody is very supportive here in the chat. I'm just trying to see the questions. Let's see. Oh, they want to know, Donna wants to know, was he an angry person, your brother?
Oh, absolutely. He would take his GI Joes and mine and my sister's Barbies, and he would turn them into monsters. And one of the things during the initial trial in '82, when he killed his kids, my father had paneled my bedroom, and I had a closet that all three of us kids shared. And my dad just, put paneling over the closet and threw all of our toys we didn't want anymore in that closet. And that was the end of that. And we put a new closet in my bedroom. And when the trial happened in '82, they did open up the closet and they found, a lot of bad things inside the closet. And those were brought up in court. And I remember those things. And I that's the problem is every time he kills somebody, I have to go back and relive and tell rooms of strangers in a courtroom what happened to me. And that I think is an injustice for me as a victim. And that makes me angry, bitter, and takes me back to places I never wanted to have to go back to.
Right. Yep, that's not fair. And Mildly Sunny said, was he ever diagnosed with any mental issues as a child or teenager?
Him or I?
Him.
No, he was not. I was not diagnosed with mental illness until after the murders, and they were therapists and such that were provided by the state and the FBI and such. And I suffer PTSD, agoraphobia. I was very clear about that. Anxiety. I wake up screaming. My husband sometimes has to hold me down. I have seizures. I have medical problems from the physical abuse I took from him. So I have mental problems. And I'm sure Google is great to find out that he is a monster. And Kevin Burke was the attorney that defended him, who is now a judge, and said he opened the gates of hell when he took on this case.
Wow. Let me see.
It was really bad. It was really bad.
I see you're
And
very
they tried to claim
strong.
he was on drugs when he did it, and we all know he was not. It was just, it sounded better to say he was on drugs, and he wasn't.
Yeah, wow. And someone said, like, why, if he has, he's killed inmates before, that they keep taking you back? Like, isn't that enough? Like, do they have to put you through that again?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. When he kills, every time he kills, they go back to any living victims to add, aggravated circumstances. And I am able to provide why did the prison kill this cellmate? Why did the prison fail so miserably to allow him into general population so he could kill again? Why did he escape? And why was I not notified? These things are very disturbing. The prison system allows him to continue to kill, period. I mean, those are facts.
Right, yeah.
And there's been, again, people have gotten rich off of the people he has killed. The families have gotten rich off of people he's killed. Because I do testify in the civil trial that they file. And I believe that, they're awarded that.
You mean in a wrongful death? They file a wrongful death?
Absolutely, against the prisons, absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what else. Julie wants to know, were your parents aware of any of the abuse that he, perpetrated on you and your sister?
Some of it, yes. One of the things that I just testified to recently, and I can't give dates and I have to be careful on this, but one of the things that I just testified to was that there was sexual abuse, and I was approximately 7, and my brother was locked in his room for approximately 3 weeks. So yes, my parents were aware.
I see. Okay, wow.
And that's the reason when he was living in Las Vegas, the violence that was starting to explode, my sister and I took my parents, to the side and said, we're either running away or leaving, or he's going to kill all of us. We can't do this. This is insanity. And I can remember my dad saying, you girls are just spoiled and you don't know what you're talking about. He's had a rough life and blah blah blah, whatever. But he lived with us until we moved to the Midwest. So he lived with us for the time he was about 4 years old until he was 13 years old. And then we moved to the West Coast, and I did not hear or see or speak to him for many years, thankfully, until I was about 15. And then he moved to the West Coast, and that's when all hell broke loose. And I apologize for that language, but that's really truly what
That's
happened.
wait, he lived with you till he was 13 or you were 13?
I was 13.
Oh, you were 13. Okay, gotcha. And
we moved from the Midwest out to the West Coast, and he stayed with his other family back in the Midwest when we moved to the West Coast. We got away from him, thank goodness. I had a few years of good.
But he's the biological child of your parents?
My father.
Uh-huh.
And my father, when he was 14, lived on a farm in a town that no longer exists. And he got the neighbor girl pregnant, who was 3 or 4 years older than him. And that's where the child came from. So it was my father's biological child and not my mother. But, his biological mother was such a bad person. It was very easy for my mother and father to get custody, and they did when he was 4. And again, until we got ready to move to the West Coast, he lived with us. So yeah, it was many years.
And you say his mother was a bad, like, how was she bad? Did she have homicidal tendencies, or was she just...
Well, I'm sure that it can be found, on Google. I'm sure anybody that Googles Craig Dennis Jackson Bjork kills children, Minnesota, 82, kills cellmates, and the years, it'll lead people to the information they want to know. I'm sorry. Say that again, Carolyn.
I was just saying, you said his mother was such a bad person, it wasn't hard to get custody, and I just said, in what way was she?
A prostitute and an alcoholic.
Oh, okay. And is she
so
still
very
alive?
Easy for my father to get custody.
Is his mom still alive?
No, absolutely not.
No.
I'm the only survivor. I'm it. That's it. I'm me.
Wow. So
my family line ended with me. So,
wow.
And it's very odd, and I even hesitate. And I'm sure a lot of people that are looking at it, and again, I'm not looking at chat. I won't look at chat while I'm speaking with you. But people can look at my picture, and they can go to my channel. I have a channel of my little turtles and chickens and my sweet little life. And I'm a snowboarder and a surfer. And, so at 50, I'm happy I can do that, especially with my health issues. But people will look at me, and then they can look at his mugshot, and it's scary. It's really scary. You can tell that's, basically almost my twin. And I have trouble looking at it. I don't look at it. I don't look at his age. I don't look at his birthday. I do everything to avoid it until my phone rings to go, oh, he killed again. Your life's going to be messed up for a trial again. And there I go.
Wow.
It's sad.
It is, very sad. Sorry that you had to go through that, and that's not good. But I'm glad that you found your husband, and you found your own good life. However small your family is, it's still your family, right? Are any of your sons married?
No, my son. I have a son and a daughter.
Oh, a son and a daughter.
Neither are married. Yeah, and neither are married, and they do know from. We stay in touch with several of the FBI agents, and the officers that were involved in the initial finding of the bodies. And also, I had an FBI agent assigned to me for the month he was on the run trying to kill me, and I stayed in touch with him. And so, these people, when they come to Vegas, they stop by and stay at my home. I have I've done well, and my husband is a great provider. So when they come to town, they stay at my house. And I have always been very open with my children. Well, my children also have, done some research, and they found out that usually, we know he's never been diagnosed, but we know that he's very mentally ill, and it skips a generation. And my children don't want to have children because of that, specifically this reason.
So did he ever put on a mask like when he met his wife? I mean, that she would.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So there were times when he was. I mean, there would be people that would be fooled by him or think he was a great guy at times.
Absolutely. And he was a very, very attractive young man. There were, and I'm originally from Des Moines, Iowa, and in Des Moines, girls, I mean, we couldn't keep the girls away from the house that would come around for my brother. I mean, that's one thing that I remember. He does have a child that was created during, I believe he was about 16 years old, and we have made sure through the court system that she does not know, and she does not know who her father is, and she's been sheltered. She has no idea, and we make sure of it. So.
And so you don't have contact with her at all either?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I get updates from the FBI and from the investigators and attorney generals, on what her life is. And I mean, life's not been easy. Don't misunderstand. I can sit here and talk to you, and I can giggle and laugh. And again, people can go to my channel and see my turtles and my happy life and happy wife, but it's not perfect.
I have to go see your turtles, just on a side note, because I have a little turtle.
80-year-old tortoises, and I love my tortoises.
Do you have an 80-year-old tortoise?
I have 4 80-year-old tortoises, and I
Wow.
have a chicken that comes. I have a chicken that's potty trained that comes to my house and lays me an egg every morning.
Are you able to keep your tortoises out? Do your tortoises go outside? Do they have an enclosure outside?
Yes, my husband makes them underground condos, we call them.
Yeah, because I know.
And it was,
Yeah, my cousin has one in Las Vegas, and she's always sending me pictures of it outside and eating strawberries and stuff like that.
well, strawberries aren't that great for it, but it's a wonderful treat.
A treat, yeah, a treat, yeah.
Right. My husband and I are very avid sports people, and we, ride mountain bikes and surf and do all these amazing things, which you'll see on the channel also. It's people say they get sick when I'm going down a mountain 50 miles an hour and, avoiding trees. And with the GoPro on it, they said they feel like they're riding a roller coaster. But we do collect seeds from the desert, and then we come home and plant them in our yard. So our tortoises are eating what they would naturally in the desert here in southern Nevada.
That's great. Christina, do you have her or Sharon or the link to the channel? You could put it up in the chat if people want to go take a look at the.
It's just Happy Wife.
It's Happy Wife?
Yeah, it's just Happy Wife.
Okay. Sometimes people need a link. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, no, they can click on me. And again, I turned my iPad off when I called you because I did not want to see what was being said in chat, because I don't want to be triggered to be angry or bitter or anything more than I am. And
Right.
I'm looking at my son right now, who is watching the stream.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
here
my
is very
49-year-old
supportive.
son
I
now
haven't seen
listening.
anything.
Well, I'm sorry, say that
I
again.
said I think everyone here is very supportive.
Well, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't kill anybody. I didn't do anything wrong.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's not like, someone can say, the only thing is I am an advocate for the death penalty. And being an advocate for the death penalty, I did provide the documents that my mother was a hoarder, and she kept all the documents from my father's divorce and custody battle and everything for custody of Craig Jackson Bjork, the killer. So my mom did have all that when she passed away, and I ended up with those documents. So this recent murder in Oregon, I provided those documents that said he had had over 19 mental evaluations, and those mental evaluations proved that he was not mentally ill, which qualifies him for the death penalty because he was trying to say that he was, or his defense team was trying to say that he was I don't want to say a bad word. I don't know what the proper word for it.
Intellectual. I think intellectual. Is it? It's not days. What is the
Intellectually challenged will work, Mommy
Okay.
Ramblings. That
Okay.
will work great.
All right.
He was not intellectually challenged, and that document provided from many psychiatrists that my mother had hoarded. When I turned that over to the Attorney General that is trying to get the death penalty, which he will get for this, because of that, it pretty much sealed the death penalty. And I'm a Christian, and this is something that has really been very mentally and spiritually hard on me at this time.
I see.
I mean, it is my brother. I mean, there are times that I have some good memories. There's some good memories, but not a lot. Not a lot. Any other questions? I figured chat would be like, we want to ask her 1,000 different
No,
things.
they want to know, like, so you came in for the Watts case, but were you ever into true crime stories prior to that, or?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And what about the Watts case? Just
I have a friend, I'm a skier, and you'll see if you do go to my channel, which I'm not promoting my channel, believe me, I'm not. But on my channel, my husband and I post our, going down mountains and all of our escapades. And we were in Colorado, in Aspen, and there happened to be a woman there that, I can't say her name because of legal reasons, but she had a relationship with Chris Watts, and she was in hiding. And that's how I found out about the Chris Watts case. And I was so disgusted that this person was there on the slopes with us, and that's what started my interest
wow.
with the Chris Watts case.
Okay.
I'm
You
sure
just
you
mean you just saw her? Like, is that what was going?
Yeah,
You just
somebody that people like to call North Korea,
Right.
or
Yeah.
use an initial, was in Aspen with us on the slopes. And that's how I found out about the Chris Watts case. And that's when I started looking into the crime community and found YouTube. I'd never even been on YouTube before that. That's why I have 6,000 emails. I have not opened these 6,000 emails. I don't care. I don't do that.
Yeah.
And there's reasons.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I have, book offers, movie offers, and people try to get a hold of me and have my entire life, and I've chosen not to. You're, again, without being a personal and private friend or family member or the courts or civil suits, you're the first person I've talked to about it. And now the entire chat is hearing it.
Well, I'm
okay.
honored that
I'm
you
okay.
chose to speak about it here, and you're very strong.
Well, you're classy about it. You're not involved in the drama. You're not involved in the crime community of crud. You actually do the facts and leave it at that. And that's the way it should be. That's why I decided I would talk to you.
Oh, so I thank you. I said I do feel honored that you would, and everybody's saying, as along with myself, that you're a very strong woman to get through this all. And I do.
When I get off the phone, I'll cry.
Yeah.
When I get off the phone, I'm gonna cry while my tablet is charging, and
But
because
I
I
would-
shut it off so I couldn't see chat.
but I would like to talk to you about someone that has been through something very, very similar. And
I was on your stream the night I believe we're talking about the same person.
no, I don't think so, because yeah, it's no, I don't think so, because yeah, and
We'll leave it
it's
at that. Anyway.
pretty horrific, and maybe you could give me some tips to, because I'm trying to help. I don't know. You said you don't.
I'm thriving until he kills again. So my life goes great for 10 years, and I can go shopping and not worry if I'm going to die because somebody got out of prison that was part of his white supremacist group. And when they get out of prison, they're going to come and kill me, which has happened many times. I have, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in security on my homes and secret homes and gated communities and you know, those are things that I've had to do for my own security, but I can sometimes I can make it, 8 to 10 years between his murders where my life is great. And then when he kills again, I go right back to that little girl, that broken little girl again. And right now I'm that broken little girl again.
Yeah.
And it's really hard.
Yeah.
And to have to stand, sit in the same courtroom, and he's restrained. He did some terrible things during the preliminary on this specific death penalty trial. So now he has to be restrained, but just the way he looks at me when I'm in the courtroom is so disturbing and so frightening. And it brings back things that I never wanted to have to relive. And why should I? I'm in my 50s. This happened when I was a child. Why are the courts why is the system so flawed that this should have to happen to me? This should not happen.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. Yeah, they're victimizing you over and over and over again. So.
Yeah, and I don't want to play the victim card. I really, really don't. And I'm not a victim anymore, and I have a life. But every time, I don't even answer my landline. And I've had the same landline phone number for 40 years. I've had the same cell phone number for 20 years. I have to be careful answering my phone because it might be somebody that got released from prison that was part of, and again, he has groupies in prison he's looked up to, and they like to come after me, and it hurts, and I get scared, and I get agoraphobic, and my husband suffers, and then I start having seizures, and I've been suffering a lot of seizures lately from stress and anxiety and the trial, and it's rough. But
Yeah.
just so you guys know, and so everybody in chat knows, if they want to follow it, the Oregonian newspaper right now is following this trial.
Is it going on? I mean, is it? Did it start already?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So Oregonian newspaper.
That's correct.
Okay, I will look it up.
Yeah, and he's going to get the death penalty, but it'll never happen. And I think if I want to say something to chat, because I'm usually that sub in chat of, when things like this happen, we all have smells that bring back our childhood. We all have things we eat that bring back memories of great things in our childhood. I don't get that. I smell something, and when I smell that, the the song Hotel California was a time that my brother tried to kill one of my friends that I had brought home. And when I hear that song, I become a child again. I'm re-victimized. And when I smell certain flowers, lilies, no. Even my neighbors are so compassionate that they won't put lilies in their yard because they know lilies are my trigger because my brother did terrible things to me with lilies. So, yeah, being the sister of a serial killer is ugly, and I have triggers that people would not even think. Macaroni and cheese. Who thinks macaroni and cheese would put a person on the ground crying.
Yeah.
And those are things I go through. So, but I'm okay. I'm here. I'm alive.
Yeah, you definitely are, and you're very strong. And you don't know, you're right? With triggers, yeah, you never know what anything
But
could
your
be.
mom, Christina, has my cell phone number. I did put it in chat, and I'm very careful with my cell phone number. The Attorney General is very protective of me because, again, I'm their, prime girl for getting that death penalty. Woohoo! So they keep a good eye on me. They don't want anything to happen to me.
Absolutely.
So, please, if there's someone that you know that is going through what I've been through, that isn't as healthy as I am, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
Yeah,
I'm so
she's
thankful to
definitely
God
not
and-
as healthy as you. Not by a long shot.
But you know what? I would be more than happy to speak with her. I think we as people who have survived these horrors, to be able to speak about it is what makes it better. And to have somebody who's been through it to be able to speak to, I would be more than happy to do that. And please give my number to whoever that may be.
Well, yeah, I'll talk to you, fill you in on it, because it's a little bit. It's really you'll see when I talk to you.
It's probably pretty dicey, I'm sure.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in some uncharted territory. I could use some help. So.
Well, and I looked today at some court papers because I'm getting ready to testify against, a certain incident. And when I was looking at the court paper, the newspaper article that was attached to it said, "Crime of the Century." And I had never seen that. My parents hid those things from me. I never knew that that's the way that it was portrayed in the press in the early 80s. I didn't know it was the crime of the century. I was sheltered, and I'm thankful that my parents did shelter me, but then they both died because of it. So I don't know how great that was for me. So,
Right, absolutely.
It is what it is. But yeah, it'll be fun. Have the people from chat, look at my face. That's me. That really is me. And I'm not, photoshopped or anything. That truly is me. And then look at my brother's recent murder mugshot. And it's just scary. It's scary. It scares me. It scares me.
Yeah, I bet.
I go, oh.
Yeah, right.
That looks like me if I was a dude.
Oh, wow. Well, I appreciate you coming on and talking to us, and, but you have my prayers and everything as you go through this, and,
Thank you for the fun with the Robbie travelings and so many late nights when I have nightmares and I can't sleep, or I've had a seizure and I can't, do things other people can. I just listen to you for the 4 or 5 hours, and I appreciate it. So thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm going to check out your tortoises too. And my little guy, we just put him in a tank. He's a little painted turtle. I don't know if you saw him, but Jimmy had got a little thing. So we got him a tank, and he seems happier in the tank. So hopefully.
Oh,
and he went.
I enjoyed the whole drone thing. That was just great.
Oh yeah, the drone. He snapped.
Your kids are adorable.
Because he snapped at a little mealworm today.
What?
The turtle wasn't eating. I was really worried, right?
Yeah.
And he snapped. You know what? I bought him a mealworms.
Right.
And today I put it in the tank right after we set it up, and he snapped at it.
Good.
I was really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a red slider?
No, it's a painted turtle.
Oh, yeah. Mealworms are going to be great for it. And anybody that calls me, I don't mind getting phone calls. I love to get phone calls. I need a distraction. So please, anyone that wants to discuss the tortoises or someone that's been through the trauma, have them call me. And as long as they say, hey, Mommy Ramblings or Carolyn said it's okay to call, I'll speak to them. I don't have a problem with that. Okay.
Oh, that's great. And I cut you off. I'm sorry. You were saying about the drone and something else, and I cut you off about that. I was excited to tell you.
And I love your stream, and it puts me to sleep at night, and I appreciate it. And woohoo!
Oh, okay. So we'll definitely, keep doing. Okay, I couldn't find who's that, Carolyn? Oh, Bridget sees. Okay,
Any other
good.
questions? Because if not, I'm gonna, like I said, go curl
Yeah,
up in a ball
I
and
think.
cry for a minute, and then look back at your stream and see what questions people or what comments they made.
Yeah, I think, most of them are all saying, you're very well adjusted lady. You're very, thank you for calling in. Thank you for telling your story. Love and prayers and stuff like that. So I think it'll be something good to look on.
Well, I just want to make sure that I answer everybody's questions because I'm not going to call back. And
Okay, I don't see, does it,
I
if,
don't wanna
let me,
leave
let me ask,
anybody out.
let me ask them, Happy Wife, hang on one second. If you have a question
Okay.
in here that we didn't look at, put it in now with like a whole bunch of emojis so I see it. So let's give them like 2 minutes and see if there's anyone that didn't answer. But
Okay.
because I don't see a lot of things in the chat, as you probably see.
Well, one of the things that I'm getting ready to testify is after the 5 days when the body started to smell, he attempted to put them in a garbage disposal. And there's so much that I am so thankful the internet was not there at the time when he did these murders. But he killed, there's so many other murders that he committed that he was not prosecuted for. So when they go on Google, they're going to see about his wife was missing and she was pregnant. He killed her here in Las Vegas. He transported her body back to Iowa. They didn't find her for 6 months. So the kids were already dead and his wife was missing. His mother had her purse, her ID. So his mother knew that he had killed her. And I have 2 friends from high school that are missing that have never been found, and I brought them home from school, and I have to live with that.
Okay, so we've got some questions coming in here. Let's see, let me get to the start of this. Has a documentary ever been made about this?
My father was wealthy, and due to that fact, he went to court, and there was 2 separate funerals, and there was a judge that my father knew and had grown up with who said, this story is now, my father paid. I don't know for sure because, again, like I said earlier, my parents hid a lot from me, but I did find out that my father was able to basically own the rights to the story and keep the story private. And it a lot of the things that happened, even where my nephews and his wife that he killed and the other women, my father paid for every funeral for every person he killed, and they're all buried together. And I think I'm the only one that even knows where they're at.
Okay, well, that's good. And Lily Bell wants to know, does her name trigger you? Because she'll change it right now.
Who?
Lily Bell.
No.
No? Okay, because she's just worried.
No, not at all.
All right.
No, honey. I'm fine.
Okay, and then let's see here.
The lilies are the flowers.
Yeah.
And it's not about the name. It's just the flower itself. And when
The
I see a tiger lily and I see a lily or I smell the flower is what causes those childhood sensories to come back. It's not the words.
Oh, okay. That's what she was worried about. And let's
But
see
thank
here.
you. That's very sweet. Thank you.
Wildlife said, do you think your brother was damaged in those first 4 years of his life?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think that and it's never been proven in court. But I do believe that during the time that he was in the custody of his mother, he was abused by her. I'm trying to be nice. I don't want to talk bad about his mother. I did not know her. It was my dad's first wife, and it was a terrible situation. Back then, that was, stuff. Anyway, I don't want to talk about the woman, but she is vile, and I'm trying to be nice, but
Right, yeah.
I can't be. I believe that she allowed him to be raped and abused by her tricks when she was a prostitute.
Wow.
And I believe he was already so damaged by the time my father took custody when he was 4 that the damage was done.
Oh, wow. Okay, and let's see here.
And my dad was very physically abusive. I mean, he beat us a lot. So it wasn't
Wow.
just, his situation with his biological mother. My father was also a very violent man.
Oh, wow. Okay. So let's see here. It's Aster Fire says, do you notice any similarities in your brother that you see in Watts?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Carolyn, if I were to even try to go over the similarities,
Yeah, if it's
the
too hard,
phone call
don't.
the last hours,
Yeah. Let's
there
see.
are so many similarities. It's actually uncanny and scary. It was a trigger for me. I had to leave the crime community for a few months because I noticed that I was, vomiting, and the seizures, the depression, the agoraphobia. I didn't leave the house, and it was because I was following the Watts case, and it was really like looking at my brother.
Right. Yeah.
Except Chris Watts wasn't nice looking, and my brother was. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he ugly. I guess I have a tendency towards blonde hair and blue eyes, maybe. I don't know.
Right. Let's see. Check. I don't know. Let's see here.
And I will. If and you can ask chat right now. I can actually post on my little 200 subscribers of my turtles and skiing and surfing adventures. I can post on there what I know to be facts on what is the comparison between Chris Watts and my brother, because the similarities are so scary and so similarly scary. The only thing is I know that my brother killed his children to make sure he knew that we would get custody of them, and he did not want that. So he killed his children to make sure my father could not get them, where Chris Watts did not do it to make sure that somebody else didn't get custody. And that's the only difference that I see. The rest of it is all so similar. It shakes me to my core.
Wow. Okay. So I think that's. I mean, I don't know. Because some of the questions you've already answered. Some of the question you guys are putting up, she's already answered, and you can go back. Maybe you joined late. I don't see.
And Carolyn?
Yes.
I'm starting to shake.
Yeah.
And
we can end it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't.
It's
Yeah.
a hard conversation.
Yeah. I don't want you to. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to. I mean, you can. It's you answered most of everything, and I think the rest of them are already answered.
Okay.
Okay, but I appreciate you
So
coming
I
on.
hope-
And
I have prayers for Anna, and I am just shocked that cutting eggs ended up being a knife incident, and she can't call an ambulance, and she doesn't have insurance
Oh
or
my
family.
gosh.
And prayers for Anna.
I know. I
And-
thought, I took it, you don't see the way the chat goes up, and I thought she was just saying like a clumsy, silly me, I got myself in the, I didn't think it was I thought she was making light of her being like something I would do. Like you can't, like the swallowing the vitamins the way I did, I wasn't thinking, but then when I hear how bad it was, I feel terrible, it's.
I've been following you for months. I did not comment until a couple weeks ago, but I've been following you for months, and I just adore that you are just so mommy. You're mommy, and that's what you are. And thank you for that.
Oh,
thank you
you're
for not falling into the drama. I
No.
love that community for that reason.
No.
And when they demonetized you, I opened a Twitter account specifically for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So anyways, I've taken up way too much of everybody's time, and I hope everybody's blessed, everybody's happy, have a great night. And
You have a good night too, and
again, feel free to give my number to people. I know how to block on my phone. I may
Yeah,
not be
sure.
an emailer, but I'm a great blocker. So if somebody calls and I don't like it, I just block them.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you, and have a great night.
Okay.
Okay,
And
bye-bye.
I hope everybody stay safe.
Yep, stay safe,
Stay
right?
safe. I don't even know how to end the call besides I'm going to go cry right now, and then I'm going to charge my iPad and look back at the chat. So everybody have a great night.
Okay, you have a
And by
great
the way,
night
my
too.
name is
Love
Dawn.
to you. Bye-bye. Dawn, okay.
And well, it's CNN and HLN is currently covering this right now. So my name is Dawn, and they have given me the gracious gift of using my maiden name, which is Dawn Jackson, as far as the court goes right now. So when everybody sees this on the national news, they're going to see me as Dawn Jackson.
Okay.
And I'm Happy Wife.
Happy wife.
So, Happy Wife is Dawn Jackson, but that's not my real name.
Right.
It's been changed. It's been changed to protect my victim.
Right, and it should be. Okay.
All
All right.
Have a great night.
Great night.
And
Love to
please
you.
share my
Bye-bye.
number, Carolyn. You said someone's struggling. Please share my
Yes.
number with that person, please.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay, so let's see. What time is it? I don't know. I'm starting to get 3:38. Starting to sit here and get really hungry again. I don't know why. Oh, you asked me about the ice cream cake at Fire. I'm trying to think. Did I see your ice cream? When did you send me the ice cream cake? I think I did see the ice cream cake, didn't I? Was it chocolate chip mint? Is that what you said? I'll have to look again. Yeah, I think you did. Yes, I do think I remember it. I'll have to put it in the file for the next share. I am getting hungry. I don't know. I don't even know what the heck I ate today. You desperately need some chocolate at the moment? Yeah, I need like a piece of cake or something. I don't know. You desperately need chocolate. Oh, how are you doing, Bridget? Everybody was asking for you. You okay? You haven't slept in 2 nights? A little extra afternoon of sleep? Oh, good. You were getting sleep? Is that why you were not here? Okay, that's good. Oh, stop with the ice cream cones. I'm going to go crazy. Ice cream cones. You know what I had last night? I said to Jimmy, the kids, my kids, I know that, the chocolate Frosties at McDonald's? Not McDonald's. Wendy's. I'm not that gone yet. Wendy's, we had never had one. And no, I don't think they had one. My older kids we used to get them all the time. But I haven't had one in ages, and I don't think, maybe my little kids had them like once a long time ago. So I said, let's go get a chocolate Frosty. Because I haven't had a Frosty probably 10 years, I don't know. And we went there, and the guy's like, they're on special right now. You can get a small for 50 cents. So it was like the greatest thing. I haven't had a Frosty. He's like, we don't have any vanilla. And I'm like, that's how long ago. Why am I out of the picture? I'm trying to figure out where I'm going because I'm leaving the picture. And I don't understand what happened. So, like something happened to the picture. But yeah, you love my recipe. Please do more. Okay. I'll have to make something. What was I going to say? So yeah, we Frosties, and I actually was going to do a video about making your Frosties at home because there was something that was on, I saw once, and I forget what we had to do it for. We had to do it was actually something they asked me to make a recipe for. I don't know, and I never ended up doing it. Now that I do want to do it. But anyway, yeah, I didn't even know they had vanilla Frosties. That's how long ago. Vanilla only for you, Bridget? I don't know. I don't think I've ever. Oh, I know I haven't had never because I'm a chocolate. But yeah, I was date night. No, we had the 2 kids with us. We don't get date night. Some now that they're in school, we can go like in the afternoon or something. But yeah, usually we have kids in tow. And I'm trying to think. See what you're writing there. The turtles, yeah. But the turtle got a tank, and I am finishing the turtle cam. I'll put up a video so you can see the turtle and his new surroundings. I still have to get him a better bridge, because where we went, they had like a little corner bridge, but I want to get a big bridge that goes over. I'm going to have to order it on Amazon. It's not late yet. Can we send for fur babies? Yeah, you can send the fur babies. I'm putting them in a file when I get them for the next year. Yep. Turtle cam. Didn't name them yet, Michelle. No, not yet. Jimmy's going to get him some of those little feeder fish tomorrow to put on the bottom of the tank. I don't know that he'll eat them. He'll either live with them, or I was just glad he snapped at the mealworm. And then I also got him like these little freeze-dried brine shrimp. I've been trying like everything. And then the floating sticks and stuff, and we'll see. But I was just so happy he snapped at the little worm. Are you going to get him a companion? I mean, do they do better with a companion? I don't know. Do they? I looked around to see if he had any brothers or sisters every time I take a walk, but I have never seen one, and I've never seen one that little. Yeah, they do. Your husband wants... Oh, that's something else. I'm the exact same way. Luckily, my hubby really panics or overreacts. But things with the heart, he doesn't know. It's such an awful feeling. I'm not sure, but perhaps he will be lonely on his own. I'll look it up, Diana, and see. Maybe the fish will be okay. With the little fish until he eats them. Because my other son, he had a painted turtle for a while, and he had him always by himself. He was by himself. And that was good. But anyway, people think I'm calm. Oh, when there's a medical crisis? Oh, I'm not calm. There's little tiny little fish. I don't remember what they're called. I know I used to buy them for my oldest son's turtle when he was here. And we used to put him on the bottom. And then he would like live with them for a while. You keep looking, the fish are still there, the fish are still there, and then they would kind of disappear. So you just looked up the Frosty. As soon as you saw it, it has gore. Yeah. Well, I don't have them very, like I said, Janice. It is probably at least 10, maybe 12, maybe more years since I had one. So I think I'll be okay. Thanks, Carol. And baby guppies. Yeah, that's probably what they were. I'm sure she'll. But anyway, good night, Teresa. I'm going to be going to. I'm just so relieved to have the grievance day over. That's a lot of paper. You can't find it? Let me see. I thought Kristen, do we have a link for, they can't find Happy Wife's channel. Oh, is that it? I think she just posted it. She just posted it. Christina did. Oh, okay. A lot of times people say, oh, just go to my channel, it's this, right? And then you look and there's like 90 different names. It's hard, yeah, I understand that. But a lot of times you can click on the person's profile and it'll say go to their channel. If they're in the chat. If they've already left the chat, then yeah, it's too late to do that. Her last video is the tortoise. I'm gonna have to take a look. Did I call you Krista? Okay, Christina. I should remember that because it's like, I'll just think Joan Crawford and then it'll be Christina, darling. Okay. I never used to be like that. It just, I don't know. I'm turning into my mother. My mother used to always with the names. And my sister and I would say, we're just going to tell her the name wrong to begin with because she's just going to switch it around the other way anyway. So we were going to be prepared. And now I'm turning into my mother with names. Oh my gosh. The link doesn't work for you? Let me try. Oh, it works for me.